Oh, it says starting soon on the screen. Just out here doing whatever, I guess, in the meantime. Hey, Hamyachin. All right, 51 is more than 50. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the 51 months, Schmoopy. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I don't have my handy dandy spaghetti all chat thing. There we go. Yeah, thank you so much, Schmoopy. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have some mail. So I'm just going to open that up while I give everyone a chance to show up. Hey, Elray. Hey, Robert Tusk. How am I? You know, I'm good. I'm chilling. Having a day off. I just had like a really fun day yesterday. Yesterday I went to a retro tournament for Pokemon. So this is like 2007. This is a fun set to review, not gonna lie. Yeah, for sure. 2007 era Pokemon. I just had a blast. Penny. This goes in the Mega Kangaskhan Mega Absol deck. I'm just goofing off a little bit. Looking really sharp today. Oh, thank you. I didn't prep at all. This is Bedhead Marshy. I was like, I didn't order this. But no, it's on the other side. I got a right hand. It's for my GLC deck. Apparently, there's a GLC deck, GLC tournament next week. So I went and got some visual upgrades for my metal deck. So let's go there. I guess I'll keep this Greta. Why would I want this? It's like, why would you send me this instead of the card I ordered? But in addition to, this is the funniest sets of all time. It's true. It's certainly the funniest time-based set they've ever released. Yes, including the other one. Yeah. Okay. What do we got? Oh, there's an Iono. Also from my metal GLC deck. I got a deal on this. I forget exactly what, but I think I got it for $10 less than you're supposed to get it. You know, sometimes you make an offer on eBay and they just accept it. But yeah, here's Iono. I really like this full art version of Iono, but I already have a playset, so like I don't need 2 playsets of full art Iono. But yeah, so it's expensive. I don't need to buy it again. But you know, GLC you only need 1 copy, so I figure I'll get the Iono I like, put it in the metal deck. Hello from YouTube, Martian Stew. Hello, Emerson. I think this one does have a. I saw this when I was looking at it. It's got like a scratch, something right there. It looks like a printing error more than a scratch, though. But it's fine, you know. Like I got it for $10 cheaper, so that'll do, pig. That'll do, pig. My like pile of mail scraps is visible from the screen. I should probably remedy that. Marshall, thanks so much for your purchase. Lori. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. You're welcome. See, look, Lori gave me a little message. Thanks for your purchase. You got it, boys. Now let's see what Lori sent me. Oh, it's the Guzman Hala. Yeah, again for the GLC deck. Cynthia and Caitlin is going to be a mission of bargain hunting to get myself one of those. That's the other tag team supporter I want in my GLC deck. But Guzman Hala card review, yeah. I sold some cards and I went to a vendor to buy a Cynthia and Caitlin because I was like, okay, that's gonna be my expensive thing I'm gonna buy with the, you know, the money I just got from this. And I'd been prepared to pay 110 for it or something like that, and it was already up to 200, and I had only like looked at the price a couple months prior, so like, damn. So I didn't buy it then either. I'm glad I didn't, because I see that I can get one for closer to the price I'd envisioned on eBay if I'm patient, but even then I don't really want to drop 100 right now on that. But I want to get one eventually. Just got a trolley. It's less interesting. More for the Mega Kangaskhan. Alright, so now I'm going to get this eyesore out of the way. Go get like a bag, and then I guess we'll start after that. Alright, I'm back. I don't know if you guys have ever ordered like tons and tons of cards online, but it's always a little stressful when you have like a heap of opened mail to throw away. Because like part of you always thinks, did some of the unopened mail end up in there? But I'm highly confident, like practically, I'm highly confident that there is not any, but you know, there's that little voice in your head that's trying to like drive you insane by constantly making you second guess yourself. Like, no, I would not have put It goes in the trash instantly. See, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I unfortunately don't have that good habit. I put it in a little pile. The problem is there isn't a trash can right next to me. I used to throw it away right away when I lived in Santa Ana because I had a trash can right by my desk. As long as I opened it up at my desk. Anyways, one moment. All right. Are you guys excited to talk about some hysterical Hearthstone cards? I know I am. So let's do that. Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome to the Wild set review for Across the Timeways, the new and exhilarating time-based Hearthstone set. We're going to review all of these cards over the course of an amount of videos, which will probably be 3 or 4. But yeah, we're going to start with Death Knight, and here we go. So I guess I'll try to do the rating system. So 1 will be this is garbage. It's not going to see any play. 2 will be either niche play or good enough for like a Marshy video type deck where like it can win if you want it to, but you know, it's not like really that strong. And 3 will be meta relevant. Like this is going to be something you'll see. I guess we can have a 4, like a 4th star for like meta defining. So 1 is garbage. 2 is Marshy content. 3 is this is going to be a card you'll play. And 4 is this is going to be a card that will define how you'll play. Marshy, you sound tired. Are you getting enough sleep? I haven't gotten enough sleep since we got a dog because he whines at night. But thank you for your concern. Rare 4-star foreshadowing. Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to get the perfect system. So first up for Death Knight, we have Talon. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should get rid of the starting soon thing. Should I leave that in or should I start over? Guess I'll leave it in because that's the content we have today. Now I'm going to try again. All right. Greetings, fellow humans. I'm Martian Boo, and today we're going to be reviewing the super exciting Across the Timeways set with the context of Wild in mind. I'm going to go with a 4-star system this time. 1 is going to be garbage. This has no use in Wild. 2 will be either niche play or it's the type of card that I could make a deck for a video. That's all right. 3 will be meta relevant and 4 will be meta defining. So the difference would be like, you know, this is going to be a solid card for some decks is meta relevant. And this is going to make a deck so powerful that other decks will have to change how they behave to warrant, like, to keep it in mind. So that's the difference between meta relevant and meta defining. All right. So Talanji of the Graves, first up for Death Knight. Fabled. So what Fabled is when you add the card to your deck, it has a bunch of other uncollectible cards that add themselves to your deck too. So it's kind of like Cthulhu the Shattered, except Cthulhu the Shattered adds cards to your deck total, whereas Fabled is part of your deck total. So like this has 2 Fabled cards in it. It's got Bwamsamdi and it's got What Befell Zandalar. So these 2 cards are going to be part of your 30 card total. So once you add Talanji, you will need to come up with 27 more cards instead of 29. That's how Fabled works. But anyways, so she's a 4 mana, 4/5 undead. This is like, some of these cards are from the past or from the future, and some of them are from alternate timelines. So this is an alternate timeline where Talanji is like a Death Knight or something. I don't know the full backstory on these, but you can kind of get a sense of it. Normally she's a priest, and her Loa is normally the T-Rex Loa. But okay, so 4 mana, 4/5 undead, Battlecry, draw Bwamsamdi or resurrect him if he's died, and choose a boon to give to him. So 4 mana, 4/5, draw a specific card. I think whether this is good or bad is dependent on how good that specific card is. So you draw Bwamsamdi or resurrect him if he's died. So he's a 6 mana, 6/6 undead. His death rattle is summon a random 4-cost minion, and any boons Bwamsamdi is given carry over. Also, yes, when you draw Bwamsamdi, you choose a boon to give to him. So the boons are give Bwamsamdi lifesteal permanently. Minions summoned by him cost 2 more. So once you do this, he will have lifesteal, and he will summon a 6-cost minion instead of a 4-cost. Then Boon of Power, give Bwamsamdi taunt permanently, and the minions summoned cost 2 more. Or give him rush permanently, and minions summoned by him cost 2 more. So there is one more boon giving card, What Befell Zandalar. So 3 mana, deal 2 to all enemies. It's just Consecration, and you choose a boon to give to Bwamsamdi. So if you play this before you either play or resurrect Bwamsamdi, you can get an additional boon. So you can like have him summon 8-cost minions. How good is this? I think it's solid, maybe. So I think if you draw him before Talanji, it's less good, right? Because then he doesn't have a keyword. Then he's just 6 mana, 6/6, summon a 4-cost minion. And like, that's terrible. You want the minion to have lifesteal, taunt, or rush. And you want him to have that. So actually talking it through, I think it's awkward. I was thinking this would be a decent like Reno Death Knight option because it's just solid, but is it? 3 for deal 2 damage to all enemies is okay, but like Paladin doesn't run Consecration, right? Why are we running Consecration? So it's a little sad that this isn't slightly more efficient or something. What I am looking forward to doing with this is running it in even Death Knight, because Talanji's even, but she'll add an odd card. Wait, it won't work that way. That's how it works with Cthulhu. Like you can put him in even and it'll still trigger because he adds. But no, this just is in the list. You can't cheat it in there with even. So never mind. That's less exciting. I don't know. I'll give it a 2. I don't think it's going to be meta relevant. I do think that it's going to be something that is a fine option in the Reno Death Knight lists, but it's not like mandatory and probably not optimal. So definitely a 2. It's not but though either. It's fine. You caught a Martian boostering finally. Hi Wanderer. Hi Uriel. I think Fable is one of my favorite keywords in recent history. It's pretty cool. All right, then we have Husk, Eternal Reaper. It's a 4 for 5/3 undead. Battlecry, give your hero death rattle, spend up to 20 corpses to resurrect with that much health. So this is giving your hero a death rattle. First time that's ever happened. And what's funny about this is it's an ice block that ice block gets around Holy Wrath. It's just a way for Death Knight to get around Holy Wrath. Yeah. So your opponent Holy Wraths you have 10 corpses left, you'll have 10 health afterwards. So that's pretty cool. Is this good? I think it's probably a 3. Yeah, it's probably a 3 because it gives Reno Death Knight ability to interact with things like Holy Wrath. It's not so good. It's like worse than Ice Block. It's better than Ice Block in that they can't just Zephyrus for Flare and get rid of it. But it's worse than Ice Block because your opponent can then just kill you, right? Like if they have 10 more damage after they kill you, they can still kill you. So, yeah. But I think you would put it in a Reno Death Knight deck, so I'll give it a 3. I think it's a relevant card. Oh, that's what it gets around. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like, doesn't it gets around something that other things don't? It's the first one. It's the first ice block that gets around destroy the enemy hero. So if your opponent destroys the enemy hero with something like Uther or Megathune or the Horseman or the Ratham in the new set, it will come back because it was destroyed, and then it comes back with the 10 health. So cool. Loses to Death Warden, unlucky. If you Reno after, would the death rattle go away since it's a new hero? I assume it's not. Like, this would be kind of busted if you could generate more corpses and get more lives for the rest of it, right? I assume this is a one and done. But I can't say for sure. It'd be even better if that's, you can play it multiple times. Like if you get this back, well, I assume so. Yeah. If you play it again, I assume you get the death rattle back. But if it's like, if it's like every time you would die, you come back with corpses for the rest of the game, that's even better than I thought it was. That would actually be disgusting. Oh, you mean if you play Reno Hero after this card was played, does the death rattle go away? That is an excellent question. I have no idea. I've seen enough. It's time to nerf Ice Block and give this to Mage as compensation. Uh-oh. Even before nerfed once per game. True. All right, so I'll give that a 3 because I think it is just going to go into Reno Death Knight. All right. Forgotten Millennium. So this is an 8-cost spell. Fill your hand with random undead. They cost health instead of mana this turn. I guess I give it a 2. Like, I could see myself doing something with this. But, like, it's a low, too. I think this is almost a 1, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's a lot of stats for 8, but, like, you have to kill yourself to do it. Isn't this kind of butt? This is almost a 1, actually. I'm gonna give this a 1. I don't have much faith in it. I'm not even excited to do this. As far as, like, making a video with it. But I think I could. Like, I don't know. It's either a high 1 or a low 2. It's pretty bad. Why print this if you print a Scourge? That's a really good point. Like, why would I play this over Scourge? It costs 1 less, sure, but like, yeah. All right, then we have Chrono Chiller. It's a 4-mana 8/7. You no longer draw a card at the start of your turn. How good is a 4-mana 8/7? Even Decay? Maybe. But like Frost Unholy Even Decay? I don't know. I feel like Even Decay wants to go wide rather than tall. I'm trying to imagine this in standard. Is this even good for standard? You just don't get to draw anymore when you have this up. It's only a 4-mana 8/7. It's not even a 4-mana 8/8. And like when we play, like Mountain Giant doesn't really get played anymore, right? And that could be a 4-mana 8/8. I don't know. I think this is a 1, frankly. I'm gonna give it a 1. I have no faith in it. Shadows of Yesterday, 6-mana shadow spell. It has rewind. Rewind is the other new keyword this set, which means after the result of the spell, like after the spell concludes, it gives you the option to try again. So instead of, if you don't like the result of the randomness, you can roll again 1 time. So 6-mana shadow spell, rewind, summon 4 3/2 shades. They each gain 2 random bonus effects. Each gain 2 random bonus effects? That's not bad, actually. I think, you know, if this card existed when Even Decay first existed, I think this would be a really solid card for it because it lets you go wide, and it's gonna give you like 4 pretty solid minions, and you get a chance to reroll them. It seems not bad for that time period, but not for this time period. I don't think it really does anything. I'm gonna give it a 1. I would probably include it in an Even Decay video if I was trying to do that for content, but Highlander DK has been so good that I don't really feel like I need to force even DK so much. So I don't know. I'll probably give it a 1. 6 mana, lose your board and the game. I don't know about that. You silly goose. How far into the set review are you? I'm on Death Knight. 4 mana, Memoriam Manifest. 4 mana Shadow Spell. Summon the highest cost friendly undead that died this game. So this can get you back Reska. Oh, we were talking about this. It just like, what else? What are the other good options for this? Like, other than Reska, I think for this to be good, you'd have to have a few hits. Oh, Bwamsamdi. So I guess if you're running Bwamsamdi, that's the idea, right? You're supposed to run this and get Bwamsamdi back. I see. I mean, like that doesn't feel like our wild combo, frankly. Like, is Bwamsamdi even gonna be good in standard? The 8/9 Reborn in standard? What's the 8/9 Reborn in standard? Like, I don't know that it's for that. I think it's for Bwamsamdi. I don't know what that is, though. Oh, it like summons an undead from your deck? Is that the one you're talking about? Is that still in standard? I don't know. Anyways, in wild, I don't really see it, right? Like, I heard Syndragosa suggested while we were talking about this right after it got revealed. And like, if you're suggesting Syndragosa to make this worthwhile, it's like not enough. I feel like it needs a couple other Reska level hits to be good. And like Reska comes down pretty late, so yeah. Galactic Lobster, thank you so much for the 18 months, my friend. How are you? How are you doing? All hands to the Martian crew. Word. All right, Life Render, 3 mana. Okay, so this, I guess I'll give it a 2. I could see myself doing something funny with it. 3 mana, 3/4 undead. If your hero's health changed this turn, deal 6 damage to an enemy minion. Why does Death Knight have a holy card in it? Like, isn't this giving you... She's taking the life, right? She's rending it. It looks like she's doing holy stuff. I don't understand the art. Hey, Lamp. If you hear his health change this turn, deal 6 damage to an enemy minion. So the reason that this card effect is so decent in Warlock and Priest is their hero power can change their health. So, like, you don't need a second card to activate those things. Like, you prefer a second card to activate those things. But, WoW has Holy Forsaken now. What is a Holy Forsaken? Interesting. But, like, this is a Death Knight. It's not about being an undead. It's about being specifically a Death Knight. I'm not buying it. I don't understand it. So anyways, isn't the Forged 3-drop better than this? Doesn't the Forged deal half the damage and it has a mana-based extra effects? But anyways, so Warlock and Priest do not need anything else to activate cards like this because their hero powers do it. They prefer other cards, but like the card is always going to be activatable because they always have access to their hero power. That's why the effect is so good in those classes. The hero power in Death Knight does not do that. So like, yes, it has weapons. So like, if you have good weapons in your deck, that's decent. But I don't know. I think 3 mana 3/4 deal 6 to a minion is good enough for a Highlander pile. I just don't know that we're running enough stuff that changes your own health for this to be reliable. Because you don't want a second Renathal in your deck. Remember the DK 3 mana 3/4 that was free if your health changed? I think this is a better effect than that. And Vamp Blood and Airlock Breach. That's why it's worded this way, so you can activate it with those cards. But like, I'm not gonna. Airlock Breach is not like, why do we even talk about that? Because that's a 9 mana combo. You want to spend 9 mana to destroy a minion that has 6 or less health. You want to think about what you can do for 0 to 3 mana, I think. I don't know. I think this is a 1, but it might be a 3, I guess. It's so I'd have to play with it. I'm gonna guess it's a 1. So then we have Blood Draw. So 3 for discover a spell that costs health instead of mana. Discover a spell. This costs health instead of mana. So this is your wombo combo. You play this to discover a spell for free. Deal 3 damage to yourself. And then you can deal 6 damage. And summon a 3/4 taunt. Like 39th card in Highlander DK? I don't think so, is my point. I don't think that you can reliably activate this often enough. I don't know. It's free. It costs nothing. Discover a spell for nothing. Not bad, frankly. I don't know. It might be that you have to value the health change to play this. I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's interesting. But it's just a good standalone card. Is it? Deal 3 damage to yourself to discover a spell? I don't know that it is. It might be. But that's why I'm giving it a 2. I think it has some interesting potential. But it might be that you have to value damaging yourself for it to be good. I just don't know. All right. So then we have Time Stop. 2 mana, deal 3 damage, freeze 2 random enemy minions. So 2 mana, deal 3 damage, frost spell, freeze 2 random enemy minions is freaking solid. That's a really good card. So I would give this a 3, but like, what's going to run 2 frost runes? What can you do with it? You can run Unholy, and then you get Reska. From Blood, you get Quartzite Crusher, Patchwork. It just feels like you're... Yeah, I don't know that this is a Highlander card. I feel like Double Frost is like one of the weaker rune combinations for Highlander Death Knight. So I think you'd be running even Frost if you were going to play this, which honestly, like, I got to give this at least a 2 because I feel like I've been waiting to build another Frost deck forever. You can probably generate these a lot. Maybe, yeah. Triple Frost probably? Not really, right? There's no real reason to go Triple Frost. What do you get for Triple Frost anymore? I guess you get the 7-cost card. Is that good? I don't know that it is. I think I want to go lower to the ground than that. Yeah, I don't think triple anything, by the way, is worth it. The possible exception is triple Unholy because you still get what's the 4-cost Bloodlust? Whatever it's called. Gives 3 damage, 3 attack to all of your minions. I think that's the last like triple card, like triple of the same rune combination card. That's Grave Strength. Thank you. Yes. That is actually worth building around. There isn't enough now that they've like lowered a lot of the good stuff to 2 runes and haven't been printing triple runes since then. So I don't think it's ever Triple Frost. But yeah, I don't know. It's worth it. I'm going to give it a 2 just because like the card is good. The card is really good, I think. It just needs a deck, and we're probably not there right now, but definitely good enough for Marshy content. All right, then we have Cryo Frozen Champion. 1 mana, 2/1, Death Rattle. Get a random legendary minion. Reduce its cost by 1. And this fine. This seems really good. It seems like, you know, just solid standard 1-drop that you run in a deck that whose 1-drop isn't important, right? Like, is this good enough for a Highlander deck? I don't know. I don't really think so. The fact that it reduces the cost by 1 is pretty decent. Yeah. So probably give it a light 2. Cracked standard card, probably. I don't know about cracked, but at least really solid, right? Like, just seems like a really good standard card. But I don't really see a spot for it in Wild, so I'll give it a light 2. All right, so that was Death Knight. Nothing too exciting. I think like the Husk obviously is the big relevant card, and then Talanji is cool, but probably not very good. This is another one to keep an eye on, Blood Draw, just because it's free. This one doesn't, its rune combination I don't think quite works, but anyways. Not Death Knight's worst Wild set, by the way. Like, Wild had like a whole year where it didn't get literally anything, but year plus, I don't know, it was a long time. But yeah, so it's interesting. On to Demon Hunter, we have another Fabled card. So this one Fabled's a bunch of stuff. So it's a start of game effect, and Broxigar vanishes from your deck. So, all right, you've got a 39-29 card deck. And hopefully that's before you draw it. It'd be funny if it disappeared out of your hand. But you kill all 4 demons from Argus to reappear. So these are the Fabled things. It's Fabled 5? Yeah, okay. No, it's Fabled 2. So like you put in that you get the axe and you get the first portal. The first portal shuffles the next portal, right? So this is his Axe of Cenarius. So Broxigar is like from the past in our own timeline. I read the book. It's like a trilogy. Broxigar got like, so Khadgar, is his name Craxus? Chorustra? What was his name? This stupid red dragon consort of Alexstrasza. Yeah, I know Ronan. The other one, the dragon. What was the dragon's name? Anyways, Ronan and Coriolis or something. Whatever it was. They went to the past to do something, or so, oh gosh, it's probably been 20 years since I read that book. And Broxigar was like in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he got sucked back with them. So he went in the past and fought the Burning Legion during the first invasion, and Cenarius made him this axe out of wood because he needed an axe. Crassus, thank you. It's the dragon's like human form name was Crassus, and he was friends with Ronan. And like these books are awful. Ronan is a complete Mary Sue. Like I cannot tell you how bad these books are. Not Crassus? What do you mean, not Crassus? Hold on. Corielstraws, yeah. It's totally Crassus. What do you mean not Crassus? Right. Crassus was his human name. Corielstraws was his dragon name. What do you mean not Crassus? Anyways. So Crassus and Ronan are like characters that the author uses in a lot of his books, and they're all terrible. They're all awful. Ronan is a total Mary Sue. It's just like it's it's the worst. But I don't know, they were still WoW books, and I was pretty obsessed back then. I've talked way too long about the backstory. Anyways, he goes in like wrong place at the wrong time, gets stuck, and goes back with them. He needs an axe to fight the Burning Legion. Cenarius makes him this one. It's out of wood that he blesses with Druid juice, and that's what this is. You'll notice it from Rockbiter Weapon. So you get this. It's a 3/3 2 weapon, which is whatever. It does have lifesteal, actually. I didn't notice that. But after your hero attacks and kills a minion, devastating. Whenever they do attacks and kills a minion, they always change it to just attacks later. But anyways, when he attacks and kills a minion, you draw a portal. So you get this first portal to Argus. It summons a 1/1 demon, which is right here. And then when it dies, you draw a card and shuffle the next portal into your deck. So it's like you have to kill all of these demons in succession. And once you've done them all, then you get your Broxigar back. And Broxigar is a 2 for 12/12. And he has charge. So that's your big payoff for doing all that. Honestly, I was excited about this card until I realized that it was attacks and kills a minion. It's probably like a 2. It's like a Marshy content card, I think. Hey, Wagner. All right, then we have the Eternal Hold. So get a demon that costs 5 or more. If your deck has no minions, your next one costs 0. I think that's a 2. I would play that in Scythe. Demon Hunter. Portals are fell spells. What a Jace payoff. Are they? That's cute. Let's go. Wait, that's actually kind of cool, not gonna lie, because you can like the Jace ends up having so much AoE damage in it by the time you actually play it. So you could like get more Broxigars. I don't know. It's kind of cool. That's a more solid 2 now that you've said that. But yeah, this is a 2 also. It's like you put it in Scythe Demon Hunter if you're trying to make content, but otherwise, I don't know. Then we have Doomsday Prepper, Dr. Pepper. It's a 5 mana 5/4 outcast. Your hero is immune until your next turn. I would think this card was decent, but I have no idea what type of deck would want to play it. You know, like what you want is like, remember when Secret Mage used to run Ice Block so that it, for like twofold reasons. One was that you always had a secret up for your Cloud Princes late game, and 2, that way you could be fully aggressive and burn your opponent down late game without having to worry about your own life total. They confirmed you can't duplicate Broxigar? Fine. That's a week 2 again. Ugh, that's so sad. Why? Bummer. So this would need something like that. This would need to be in some kind of like hyper aggro deck that has this as its most top end card, just so that you can like play it and keep going face for a couple turns. I don't because this is Outcast and not because this is Outcast and not Battle Cry. I think it has very limited possibilities. Like if it was Battle Cry, I'd just play it in Reno Demon Hunter or whatever. Like it'd be a fine card, but because it has to be Outcast, the rest of your deck has to be cheap, or else you're never ever gonna make it work. The wording is confusing. Outcast is Battle Cry if it's in the left or right of your hand. So your hero is immune until your next turn. The card doesn't need to be out. Seems bad for 5. The cost isn't the problem. The Outcast keyword is the problem. The Outcast keyword is why we're disregarding this. Like the rest of your deck has to be too cheap, and there's nothing that plays that way that would want this. Anyways, moving on. I give it a 1. A high 1, maybe a 2. Like low 2. Because I could see myself doing something silly with it. Then we have Timeway Warden, and I think this is like low, like, okay, Rafam aside. Rafam is too cool. We'll talk about him later. But Rafam aside, I think this is maybe my favorite card of the set just because of the flavor of it. So it's a 4 for 2/6 battle cry, imprison an enemy minion. It goes dormant for 10,000 turns. I love quoting Illidan. I love talking about the 10,000 years. So like this is pretty funny to me. And then Death Rattle, it awakens. So if you bounce this, your opponent just lost a slot for 10,000 turns. There's Hearthstone, by the way, has a 45 turn limit, so that's just dormant forever. So yeah, I think this could be really funny if you want to just lock out your opponent's board somehow. So it's at least a 2 for that reason. Like you could definitely make a really silly video tutoring this and bouncing it to ruin your opponent's board slots. But I think this is a little hard because of the class it's in. Like if you imagine this in a rogue, for example, like they have Shadow Step and other cool bounce stuff. So board lock deck seems like it would be a fun meme. I agree. Also, you only have to hit one minion of your opponent's to stop the board deck, right? Kind of not. It's a can do, not a good to do. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really silly card. A+ flavor. Then we have Perennial Serpent. So 8 mana 7/9, 8 mana 7/9 rush, and it costs 4 if a minion is dormant. So like wombo combo. And you have like red card, right? So like it's pretty easy to make. Like you have the seeds, you have red card. I think this is just solid. That would be funny to hit your own Ancient of Yore if it could. Finally, the Maiev payoff we've been waiting for. Exactly. But I don't think you would do that. I think you would play. I think you would play Corridor Sleeper before you would play Maiev. But you just want like cheap or good dormant minions. So I think you'd run the seeds, and you might run this, but probably not. You'd run red card in the seeds, and you'd play this, get a 4 mana 7/9 rush, which is pretty solid. I'd give that at least a 2. If I knew what deck it would go in, I would give it a 3. But I think it requires experimentation. But it's really interesting. Hounds of Fury, 4 mana, summon 2 3/3 demons. If your deck has no minions, they attack the lowest health enemy. 4 mana for 2 3/3s, attacking the lowest health enemy. It's not a fell spell. I mean, I wouldn't run this in Reno Demon Hunter because it doesn't deal 2 damage, But like we're like also we run minions in that deck, so never mind. But I would probably run it in Scythe Demon Hunter. I think this is better than the 5-cost one that summons 3/3s because it costs less, but also it does immediate impact instead of like if it survives its impact. So coming down a turn sooner is relevant. Getting rid of a couple minions when you play it is relevant, like as far as being anti-aggro. So like I'll give it a 2 because I would run it in the Scythe Demon Hunter deck, but it would be much better if it was a fell spell, yes, because this seems like the type of thing that Jace would want to summon back. But I don't think that makes or breaks whether or not it's good. I think it's just kind of a fine card in a meme deck. It's not like particularly solid. Do you think no minion Demon Hunter will be a thing in Wild? No, it's not going to be like a meta deck. No, I think it's going to be marshy content, which is why I'm giving it a 2. Lasting Legacy. So 3 mana, give your hero +4 attack this turn. If your deck has no minions, give any in hand +4 attack. No? What? Okay. So you have get a random demon from the past. You have discover a minion. If your deck has no minions, reduce the cost of minion in your hand by 2. So like you're meant to just, All right, this is like a standard card, right? Like I don't think Wilds we're discovering enough. Like, I don't think the discovers matter enough. I don't think we're discovering a volume to where buffing your hand in a minionless deck by +4 attack is going to be very good. So I'm going to give this a 1. I don't even think I would play this for a content deck. People were discussing Stheno as this. So you run Scythe Stheno. Ooh, did this just earn its 2? All right. So you go like Jace, Stheno, Renathal in your Scythe minion deck, and you run this. Yeah, you play it once with Stheno, and it's juiced. It's pretty cute, actually. I'm into it. All right. So 4 damage, deal 4 damage to 2 random enemies, and you can rewind it. It's a fell spell. Huh. I'll give that a 2. That's like Jace worthy. I don't know that it's Jace worthy enough, but it might be. Frankly, that's a lot of damage once he casts it. Playing it initially is going to be hard, but the rewind helps maybe. How do rewind cards work when they're cast randomly? Do they always rewind? Do they never rewind? Or do they randomly rewind or not? I guess it doesn't really matter. I hope it's never rewind, because it's just a waste of time, right? Like, if there's no human choice in it, it's just an extra step to random results. It doesn't say different, so I'm mid 2. Isn't it better? I think this is inherently different, by the way. But it being able to hit the same thing twice is better, because then it could go face twice. So, yeah. Like, it will hit different things, but also that's worse than, like, it would if it did say different. If it did not inherently do different, it would be better, because then it could go face twice, which is better. So I don't know. Solitude, 2 mana, discover. Give this a 2. Having a Jace improvement makes me believe in that deck more, but it's still not going to be a good deck, so I can't give it a 3. I can't give any of the package a 3. It's not going to make a real deck. Solitude, 2 mana, discover a minion. If your deck has no minions, reduce the cost of any in your hand by 2. So you make your Stheno cost cheaper, which is solid. Your Jace cost cheaper, which is solid. Huh. And by playing this, like, if you play your Scythe spell and you play this in the same turn, this comes with rat protection, right? Like, so maybe I'll probably give that a 2. Low 2. Hard to say, because I think that this hitting Stheno is bigger than this hitting Stheno. Like, not even I think, it just is. And they're both very Stheno dependent, so. Solitude could also work without Scythe and with Abyssal Depths. All right, let's look at Abyssal Depths. Hearthstone. Abyssal Depths. Oh. You're saying, like, you play Abyssal Depths first to draw your 2 lowest cost minions, and then you discount them with Solitude? What's the combo? Then what do I do? Pretty sure Abyssal Depths is unplayable. It's fine. Like, that combo is also fine. It's just, I don't know, Street Tricksters or something. Yeah. I guess you could go Trickster and Il'gynoth. I don't think that's going to be as good as other ways to do it, but it's something to consider, I suppose. I'll give it a 2. Yeah. And then we have Time Lost Glaive, 1 mana 2/2 weapon, which isn't bad. It's not particularly good either. But Death Rattle get a card. I was gonna write this off because getting a random demon, like getting a random wild demon especially, is pretty trash. But I don't know, like, isn't this like a fine aggro card? Nah, not really, because like aggro wants to run the weapon that draws until you have 3, and getting an unplayable demon for your hand makes that card worse. So, you think Dirty Rat's going to become popular because of New Rafam? So, New Rafam is not going to define the wild meta. All right, that card is a very fun card. It's fine. It's like the definitional 2. It's like, it's not an awful card, but it's not very good either. It's like a funny card for funny decks. But people aren't going to be adding more rats to their deck to make sure they hit Rafam, and it's not like that statement assumes that Dirty Rat isn't getting played already, which it absolutely is. So but like decks that lose to Dirty Rat still get played. So whether or not Dirty Rat exists, I don't think makes or breaks whether or not something that can't be Dirty Ratted would be good. Anyways, I think this card is probably a 2. It's like, it has niche possibilities. But it's, yeah, I mean, like, it seems pretty good in standard. 1 for 2/2, get a card. Not bad. I think, like, you know, Demon Hunter didn't get anything meta defining at all, or meta relevant, really. Like, there's a lot of like fun stuff for me to play with as far as making videos, but I don't think that there's anything like really good here. I think if there anything was, it would be this. Like, I think there are a lot of ways to make this card decent. So like you could come up with something, but yes, we've been talking about Scythe Demon Hunter for the last 20 minutes. I don't think it's going to be a meta deck, but it's going to be fine if you want to do something funny. That's like, most of the cards that are in here are like they would go in that deck. How good is that deck? Not very, but good enough to have some fun with. All right, on to Druid. We have Lady Ashara. 5 for 5/5, Fabled. Choose one, empowers Inashari or the Well of Eternity. The others get destroyed. So Zinashari is summon a copy of a friendly minion. So these are the fabled ones. You get Zinashari, summon a copy of a friendly minion, and you get Well of Eternity, fill your hand with random temporary spells. When you draw a Shari, you can choose to empower one of them and the other one gets destroyed. So maybe you try to play one, then empower the other one with a Shari after you've already used it. But the powered up version is summon a copy of a friendly minion with its stats doubled, and fill your hand with random temporary spells they cast twice. Holy, this could be juicy. And I think you want to empower this one. This one's who cares. Maybe. I don't know. Or you destroy the other if it's in the deck. I don't think that's what you want to do ideally. I was saying ideally. So I think ideally what you'd want to do is play a location and use it all, and then play a Jara to empower the other one, and then use it. That might be what you want to do in standard, by the way, I guess. Like in wild, you probably want to identify whichever one your deck values more and empower that one and build your deck around it. Oh man, is this ever a 3? Probably not. What happens when you choose both? Does anyone know? Isn't Ashara Naga? She is Naga now. She was not always. All Naga were Night Elves before. If it's choose both get destroyed. It's freaking hilarious, man. Yeah, I guess you could goose, right? You could play this and then play a goose later. Like, we have better ways to do that, don't we? But yeah, I can see this being a solid Highlander card. I could see this being something you'd build around because, like, this is pretty strong, I think. Even in Wild. Because you get a whole hand of it, right? You have 20 mana and you get a whole hand of this. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it a low 3. A low confidence 3. All right, so we have Krona, Keeper of Eons, 6 mana, 4/7 taunt, Battlecry. Set the cost of the bottom 5 cards of your deck to 1. There's something in here that puts cards on the bottom of your deck, right? So first of all, Finley. We could Finley something interesting to the bottom and then play this later. Oh, that's so stupid. No, we're not doing that. Where's my draw the bottom card? We have Aquatic Form. Here we go. Discover a card from your deck. Put the others get put on the bottom. So you like pick Wild Growth and put Malagos on the bottom so that you could Chronos it. It seems real honest. Draw the bottom 2. Okay, so here you draw the bottom 2 cards of your deck. And I don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's something you could do for the fun of it. Really hope when you started reviewing the set, you said it's time. Hope the set review goes well, Marshy. I don't remember if I did. But yeah, nice to see you, Ash. So I'll give this a 2. I think it's something. Highborn Mentor, 8 mana, 6/6. Battlecry, get a 2/2 pupil. Discover a spell that costs 7 or more from the past to teach it. So you've played an 8 mana, 6/6. I can see that being good in standard. Ooh. I think that's a 1 for Wild. It's kind of cute. Like, I almost want to give it a 2, but I don't think it's quite good enough to build something funny with. It's School Teacher but worse. I don't even know that it's comparable because, like, the reason School Teacher was good is because the upfront part was decent stats for the mana. So it was like a good tempo play followed by a ridiculous tempo play. This is a bad tempo play followed by a ridiculous tempo play. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's School Teacher if it was bad. I think it's bad even in standard. It might be. But, like, standard, how much ramp is in standard, by the way? Is it still just New Heights? Because if you can ramp into this in standard, I think it's probably fine. But okay, if it's really just New Heights, then yeah, this isn't going to do anything. But, you know, maybe post rotation if they get some more ramp back. Alternate Reality, 2 mana. Replace your hand and deck with random choose 1 cards from the past. They cost 1 less. Replace your hand and deck with random choose 1 cards from the... This is untapped potential. Just got some more potential to tap. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I'll make that video. I'll give it a 2. That'll be funny. Like, especially, like, you know, what would be golden? What would be my favorite way to use this is to play the Jade untapped potential deck that we've been playing and, like, get to the point in the game to where we're just shuffling tons and tons of Jade Idols and then play this when we have a 60 card deck and we have like 4 due process on the stack. That sounds hella fun. But anyways, I'll make that video. We'll give it a 2. But obviously it's not a meta relevant card. Endangered Dodo, 5 mana, 5/5 beast, taunt. If you have 10 or less health, gain +5/+5, and summon a copy of this. Isn't that good? Seems good. Why wouldn't that be good? I don't, like for standard. For wild, no. Especially because like a deck that would play this would run Renathal, so they're less likely to get to the 10 or less health. So, hi Guapo. I'll give this a 1. I have very low faith. Then we have Calderai Cultivator, 3 mana, 3/4, Battlecry. Discover 2 beasts, put them on the bottom of your deck with +5/+5. Okay. So the picture I want to paint is like, imagine this was in an aggro deck. And your plan was to play this on 3 for a mid-tempo play, and then on 4 you aquatic form and get one of those giant things. And I don't know. That's like, Wild has been away from that level of play for a while, but I could. I want to give it a high 1. It's not quite a 2. Seems funny. It is pretty funny. Wave Shaping. So 1 mana nature spell. Discover a card from your deck. The others get put on the bottom. Honestly, isn't that great? So it's tracking. It's like old tracking, old better tracking. So like, it's even better than old tracking, right? Because like, so the reason old tracking is better than new tracking is you get the card that's relevant to your situation now, and you don't draw the other cards that are no longer good for your situation ever, right? So you're making your deck, you're making your top decks better with original tracking. But this one is like, discover a card from your deck, and then like you can put Renathal or something that needs to be tutored, like whatever your Dungar target is or whatever, like just like something that's not useful to you, that you take the most useful card and you put the less useful cards on the bottom where you won't draw them, but also it doesn't destroy them, so there's no risk of hitting like your 3 best cards and having to get rid of them. I don't know, like I think this is the best tracking ever, isn't it? This goes in every deck. Does it? Tracking doesn't go in every deck. And it's better than tracking, but it's not that much better. This is a 2 of in mini Druid decks, probably. Targeted tracking? Why is it targeted? Huh? It's just a solid card. It's going to have similar impact to tracking. Like, it's in that tier. If aquatic form goes in every deck, so does this. Why do you think that this is as good as aquatic form? Aquatic form costs nothing. This costs mana. Good synergy with aquatic form? I think it has anti-synergy with aquatic form. Like, I think you play this and then your aquatic form is worse. It's good with aquatic form in that you'll know when you can play aquatic form, and like you'll know when you have to hold your aquatic form until to draw those cards, but it's anti-synergy if anything. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't. This is not as good as aquatic form. It isn't that much better than tracking. It's just a solid card. I don't know. It's a good card. I give it a 3. It's a 3. All right, Druid of Regrowth, 6 mana, 3/5. My system, by the way, is 1 is an unplayable card, 2 is a card good enough for a Marshy video, 3 is a meta relevant card, 4 is a meta defining card. So it's a 3. It's gonna be relevant. It's nature for imbue. That's cool. So Druid of Regrowth, 6 mana, 3/5, rewind, Battlecry, cast 2 random nature spells. Is this even content? It's rewind. So you could try to like hit something really juicy, but there's so many cheap or like so much of the like Treant package is nature. Like, I don't know. The fact that it has rewind means it's not like the worst thing ever, but it's 6 mana, bad stats. hyper random and wild. I got to give it a 1. It's cast, not get. I know. Contingency. Draw the bottom 2 cards from your deck. So I'm trying to think about this as if it was like Arcane Intellect. We have better draw in Druid than Arcane Intellect, don't we? More slop support? I'm trying to decide if it is. I don't know that it is. I don't feel like 3 mana draw 2 cards is good in Druid. And the reason I'm only thinking about it in that context is because I don't think force anything to the bottom Druid is going to be very good. Like, I don't know. I don't think so. So, I guess I'll give it a 2. Because, like, 2 is technically Marshy deck or niche. I could see it having a niche use. So, yeah, I'll give it a 2. But I don't have a lot of faith in it. The only draw you run in Druid is Nourish, right? That's not true. Ebb and Flow. So 2 mana, nature spell, deal 3 damage. So it's a Dark Bomb. If you played a minion while holding this, gain 5 armor. That's a slop card. Would I play Tracking in Druid? Yes. Bottom of the deck Druid is real? You think so? But yeah, I mean, like 2 for deal 3 damage, gain 5 armor is good. Playing a minion in Highlander Druid, that's going to happen. So yeah, I think that's totally fine. Is this better than Lunar Eclipse? Probably. Like, this can go face. This gives you 5 armor. Standard card seems okay in standard. I think this is fine in a Highlander Druid deck. Like, 3 damage, gain 5 armor is good. I don't know. Solid card. I'll give it a 3. I think it'll pop up here and there. So Druid just got, like, you know, solid cards for existing archetypes, right? Like this one, that one, mostly that one. But like nothing that exciting. But yeah, it got, you know, this new Druid core card just dropped. On to Hunter. We have Ranger General Sylvanas. So this is a fabled card. She has 2 sisters, Verisa and Illyria. So 3 mana, 2/4. I played with this in the Theorycraft, by the way, in a bad deck, and it felt solid. I think this is, like, spoiler alert, I think this is going to be a solid Highlander Hunter card. So 3 mana, 2/4, fabled. Battlecry, deal 2 damage to all enemies. If you've played Illyria or Verisa, repeat for each. So solid when you play it. If you've played one of her sisters first, really good. 3 mana, so Illyria is 3 mana, 2/4, discover a spell. If you've played Sylvanas or Verisa, repeat for each. So, like, borderline on okay. It's like okay initially, because like we used to play 3 mana, decent stats, discover a spell, right? We used to do that, but key element there is used to. So like, she's almost worth a deck slot, but not really on the first one. But 3 mana, 2/4, discover 2 spells is not bad. So I think this is the one you want to hit first, as long as there isn't a lot of pressure on you, because you'd rather double the other sisters. But especially Sylvanas, right? Like, Sylvanas is like the best one. But it's not bad. And then Ranger Initiate Verisa. So Battlecry, give minions in your deck +1/+1. If you've played Illyria or Sylvanas, repeat for each. So what I was doing in the Theorycraft was playing Karnassa's Story of Karnassa, and then buffing all the little beastlings for +1/+1. But 3 mana, 2/4, give minions in your deck +1/+1 is already solid, and if it hits twice, it's pretty good. So yeah, I think it's just kind of like a solid Renathal card. Sylvanas is like the best one, and then this one's the second best one, and that one's the third best one, I think. But yeah. All right. King Malak. So this is an homage to Nozdormu and Morazond. So Morazond is Nozdormu way far in the future after Nozdormu has gone insane from living too long and seeing too much in the future. The Infinite Dragonflight is just the Bronze Dragonflight gone insane. And what's really funny to me is that the Bronze Dragonflight knows that, and that's their big enemy, is they know what they're going to become and they try to fight against it. So it's the past Bronze Dragonflight are the good guys and the future ones are the bad guys. So Nozdormu ends up helping you go kill himself in World of Warcraft. But anyways, this is an homage to that. So this is Mukla from the future after he's gone insane from being an infinite Mukla in some other timeline. 4 mana, 5/6 beast. You discard your hand and get an infinite banana. Which I think is hilarious. And actually I thought this was pretty good. Every time I had the banana, like I just never ran out of, like I never floated mana again, right? Like you just keep powering up a thing infinitely. So as long as you have a little bit of card draw or whatever, I think the banana is pretty good. Does it have a home in wild? Probably not. I'm gonna get, so this is a 3 because I think it'll go in Renathal decks. This I think I'm gonna give a 2 because I think it's it's like good enough to be fun content, but it's not amazing. Like the fact that you have no hand is bad, but there are a bunch of cards in this little package here that encourage you to have an empty hand, like that benefit from you having low cards in hand. So it's meant to empower those also. Then we have Past Silvermoon. So it's a location. It's deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion, and then it becomes Present Silvermoon. So like past the glory days of the Highborn, and then Present Silvermoon after the Scourge invasion happened. You deal 5 damage to a random enemy, and excess damage hits the enemy hero. And then it transforms into Future Silvermoon. After it's been rebuilt, you deal 5 damage to the lowest health enemy minion, and excess damage hits the enemy hero. I actually thought this was really solid in the Theorycraft, so I could see it being all right in Standard. I don't think this is even Highlander or Hunter worthy. It just like feel like it takes so long, but I mean it could be okay. I'm not sure. I'll give it a. I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't have a lot of faith in it. Then we have Precise Shot. So 2 for deal 3 damage, and then if this is exactly in the center of your hand, and the reason that exactly there exists is because like if you have 4 cards and it's one of the 2 middle ones, it's not active. It needs to be exactly the middle of your hand. It deals 5 damage instead. So like I think this is a really solid like Questline Hunter card. So it's as good as Questline Hunter is, which is not very at this time. But I mean, like, it's a really good card for that. So I'll give it 2. If a Face Hunter existed in Wild, I would give it a 3. Instead of Outcast, we get Incast, I guess, yeah. Incast is easier. Like, if it's on the left, you just have to empty your hand, and if it's anywhere on the right, it's just way easier than Outcast to get to. But it's also, like, a much higher payoff. Like, it's a fine card, like an okay card initially, and then it becomes an amazing card if it's in the center of your hand. You might be too slow. I don't know that this is about the speed of it. Like if it, depending on what deck it goes in, it's going to be active. It's not slow. It's just like the type of deck that this is good in does not have enough support right now, so I don't think it would be very good. But yeah, it would be an instant Questline Hunter card. It'd be very good in Questline Hunter. Then we have Wormhole. 3 mana, rewind, summon a random 3-cost beast. It attacks a random enemy. 1? Not really excited about this at all. Pretty poo-poo. Untimely Death. 2 mana, secret. When a friendly minion dies the turn after being played, resummon it. think this is almost certainly a 1. I was just trying to think if there was a use case for it, right? Like, isn't the other one better? That like summon a dormant for copy of it, and then it becomes undormant, coming back to your turn. I think that's better. Because then you like with this one, your opponent then has the option to kill it again, and then you don't get it at all. And like, yeah, you've made them like trade more or whatever, but like, is that worth a card? I don't think so. So I think any use for this would be better done with the Sunken City secret. This is better for taunts. Maybe for death rattles too. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 1. Like I don't really see this. I don't really see a use for this, but yeah. Then we have Quel'Drai Fletcher. So 1 mana, 1/3. Your hero power costs 0 while your hand has 3 or less cards. This is a Questline Hunter card if I've ever seen one. Well, not even Questline Hunter. I think this is an odd Hunter card. Like through and through. It's probably just like a really good Renathal Hunter card too, right? Like it's just fine. Going first, it's active. It felt really strong when I was playing with it. So yeah, I think this is a 3. Just kind of goes in every Hunter deck maybe. But like, yeah, odd Questline Hunter, I think this is really strong. Like obviously odd Questline Hunter isn't good right now, but this is the type of card that deck wants. So a few more things like that. But yeah, it's a 3 just for general use. It's like good in every Hunter deck. Epic Epoch Stalker. 6 mana, 3/4 beast. Rush, elusive, battlecry, summon Abungus. What? We get 2. This is like meant to hand buff, right? I don't really believe in hand buff Hunter. Arrow Retriever. 2 mana, 3/1 beast. Battlecry, draw until you have 3 cards. So this is a face Hunter card. Is it a beast Hunter card? Great card, bad deck. I guess so. So I got to give it at least a 2 because I think it's really good. But it's kind of it's the same thing as this, where like the card is really good, but like, are there enough cards for that deck to exist? And I don't think so. So odd, well, it can't because it's cost 2. But a card like this, odd Questline Hunter would have died for. Remember, we were running so many tradables to make that deck work. This is better than a tradable card. So I don't know, probably a 2. I can't really think of a use case for it right now. It might be that it's fine even in a Renathal Hunter, because like sometimes your hand gets low, but you curve out, right? So it's not like you're dumping your hand, so probably not. Ticking Time Bomb. 2 mana, 1/1 mech. Destroy a random enemy minion. This plus Playdead seems like standard level combos. Like I don't know that Wild can do anything with this. I think I give it a 1. Isn't Retriever just a better Ferocious Howl? Depends on the context. Like Ferocious Howl is a spell, so it would refresh the hero power in a questline deck. This is just worse than the Magnetic. Doesn't the Magnetic cost more? Made it for the Chumbus review? Yes, you did. So anyways, Hunter got a few like pretty interesting cards. This is probably its best one. And then I got a couple of like solid or maybe really strong cards. Like, yeah, there have been worse Hunter sets for sure. On to Mage, and we're only on Mage. How many years has it been? We're already an hour and 20 minutes in. I forget how long I idled at the beginning of it. So this is Azure Queen Syndragosa for Mage, Fabled. If you control another dragon, your arcane spells cost you less. Has there ever been a control another dragon card. Haven't they all been in the hand? So I don't know that I like that. I don't like the Murloc effect on my dragon card. But anyways, if you control another dragon, your arcane spells cost 2 less. By the way, chat, I think too slow is super vague, overused, and uninteresting commentary. But yeah, I like it. Also, I don't think like slow things in wild work right now because of Renathal. So something being too slow is like just doesn't mean anything. Anyways, so that just to let you go, whenever you guys say something's too slow, that's what's going on in my head is whatever. Okay, 5 mana 2/8 dragon, fabled. If you control another dragon, your arcane spells cost 2 less. Then, like, what we're looking for there, I think, is too expensive, not too slow. Then we have Azure King Malagos, 5 mana. So that's the fabled one, is Sindragosa. So one of its extra whatevers is Azure King Malagos. Also a 5 mana 2/8. If you control another dragon, your arcane spells cast twice. So I guess the dream is to get them both out and then cast a bunch of those 1 mana deal 2 mana thirst spells or something stupid and get double value out of them. But then, like, you know, I feel like this Malagos is a better combination with like Street Trickster, right? So I don't know. I do think it's like low impact, bad condition, right? Like, shouldn't these just, if you control another dragon, your arcane spells cost 2. I'm trying to decide if Azure Queen didn't require another dragon, how good would it be? It would probably be pretty good, right? Hard to say for sure. This looks like a funny card, but not a good card. I agree. Seems like a modest effect for a difficult condition. Yep. Conjured Mana Biscuit stonks to the moon. I guess. I don't know. It's tough. But anyways, you get also this. So you can play a 5 mana 2/8 no text and another 5 mana 2/8 no text, but then later you can cast even more mana to get them both together and then pop off. Summon your dragons that died this game. So, okay. I understand the combination that's supposed to be happening here, but I feel like this is a good card with a patches that comes with another patches. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't, because like what I want to do is I want to like have a dragony tempo deck and then just Heart of Stranglethorn or whatever that thing is to bring back all my dragons later with Azure O-Stone. They don't really feel like they go together. So yeah, I don't know. This is like, I feel like I'm confused by this more than anything else. I'll definitely give it a 1. Like, I don't even think it's very exciting to build a deck around it for me. If you copy it, you have 2 dragons. That's true. So yeah, we could copy it and then just have like super discount arcane spells. A way to revive Kaldara Drake. Oh my goodness, it's too good. What arcane spells do you even want to cast twice? Well, the one that draws an arcane spell makes them cast twice. Mana Biscuit for sure. Damaging ones. Like casting them twice is good. It's just like, is 5 mana plus another dragon good? No, I don't think so. The problem with all of them requiring a second body to do something means their 5 mana do nothing with rare upside. Exactly. So 4 mana 4/4, Battlecry, get 4 random spells from the past. When you play all 4, get another Time Looper Toki. This is cute. Battlecry, get 4 random spells from the past. All right, the problem is Glacial Mysteries is in the past. Are there any that don't cast? Are there any, like, mage spells that you straight up couldn't cast? So, like, freeze a random enemy minion wouldn't cast if your opponent has no minions out. Are there some that you will never meet the condition for? What happens if you get Shifting Scroll? I think you would just have to cast whatever it shifts into. Deadly Poison. Oh, it's not mage spells from the cast. It's just spells from the past. Okay, so there definitely are some that you can't activate. All right. I mean, I'll give it a 2 for sure. Like, I think, I don't know. 4 mana, 4/4, get 4 random spells isn't that bad. It's just like Highlander Mage, which is the type of deck that I would assume this would be good. Isn't a random pile deck. It's Hostage Mage with a combo and Highlander cards. So it doesn't really value random value cards, which is what I would consider this. So I think I'd give it a 2. I'd have fun playing with this, but I don't think it's going to be like a meta card. Ultimate Infestation. You can cast Ultimate Infestation. Anomalize. 7 mana. Summon a random 10 and 1 cost minion. Scramble their stats. Even in Big Spell Mage, this isn't anything, right? I feel like we have better things to do. Give it a 1. Faceless Enigma. 2 mana, 2/2. Battlecry. Look at 2 random secrets. Pick 1 to cast for yourself. The other cast for your opponent. 2 mana. Get a secret of your choice. Give your opponent a less good secret. Hi, Blam. I think Secret Mage could play this. Oh, since it's look at 2 random and not discover a secret, I think it would give you from any secrets. So you give your opponent the Paladin secret and you take the Mage secret. An okay Secret Mage card, to be honest. I think so. I think this would be a fine Secret Mage card. Are we doing bronze, silver, gold ratings or 5 stars? I'm doing 4 stars. 2 mana, screw yourself over somehow. Well, I mean, you get to pick. I think it's fine. And you know what secret both players have. Your opponent only knows what secret they have. So I think this is definitely weighted in your favor. I give it a 2. I would give it a 3 if Secret Mage was better. 7 mana, 5/5 elemental. Battle Cry. Deal 5 damage to an enemy minion. Draw cards equal to the excess damage. Holy crap, dude. This is like such a good card 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like a long time ago, this would have rocked our socks, but I think at least Wild Hearthstone has moved past this. It seems like a decent effect. I wonder if Standard will think it's okay. But yeah, I give it a 1 for Wild for sure. Alter Time. 4 mana. Discover 2 arcane spells from the past. They cost 2 less. You discover them. Making 2 arcane spells cost 2 less, and you get to discover them seems kind of interesting for... it would be like a Flamewaker Mage card. So I'll give it a 2. It is a self-arcane as well, so it's cute. I don't know. Ellie Mage. You could run that with elemental discounters. I don't know. Not seeing it. I can almost give it a 2 for Elemental Mage. Like, I could see myself making a video with that. Is this good enough for Quest Mage? It might be. Not sure. If you're running Flamewaker, maybe. I don't know. Semi-stable portal. So this is unstable portal, but slightly better because you can rewind it. It's probably a 1, but it's cute. 5 mana, 2/7 dragon with spell damage. Okay, so you want to play this and Sindragosa and Malagos, and then you want to play as Oh, like even in standard, isn't that so much mana? You have to play at least 3 5 mana. You have to play at least 3 5 mana do nothings so that they can die. You can bring them back later. Well, this is different than Streetwise Trickster, because it's a dragon. The dragon tag is what's relevant about this. But yes, it's bad. I was just like seeing the vision with Sindragosa, and it was like, that's so much to ask to make this happen. This card is insanely bad even 5 years ago. I can't imagine a time when this would be good. Because like by the time you're spending 5 mana, you might as well build a Malagos deck. But I was just thinking about like it's obviously meant to go with these ones, right? Like that's the vision, is to play that card in these two and then explode your opponent once you've played them all and resummon them with this. That's the vision. But I think it's a bad vision. I think it's not very good. Arcane Barrage, 3 mana, deal 3 damage to an enemy and 2 damage to 2 other random ones. It's probably bad. There's a time when I might have thought it was okay for a Flamewaker Mage, but probably not. We have 4 mana, 2/3 dragon with spell damage +2 and discover a dragon. Yeah, I mean, like if we were going to do that in Wild, that's what we do. I wasn't laughing about this conceptually in Wild. I was laughing at it for Standard. Is that card back in Standard? Is that part of the core set? Because I guess if you have both of them and you run a bunch of spells in your deck, you could try to like, no, all right, yeah, you could try to like tempo spell damage stuff throughout the game, and that's enough dragons to kind of like be able to combo them together with the other ones, and then if the game goes late, you could resummon them all. But you need a lot of like really relevant dragons, I think, for that to be good. You love the art of this card; it's kind of cute. Yeah, give this a 1. I guess I don't really see it in anything. And then finally, we have Mirror Dimension. So 1 mana, summon a 0/4 minion with taunt. If you're holding a dragon, summon another. Ah, man. If this was around an LPG Dragon Mage, but I give it a 1. Mage, honestly, yeah, it's the worst set so far, at least for Wild, I think. Does this do 7 face damage if there are no minions? Deal 3 damage to an enemy minion and 2 damage to 2 other random ones. So no. All right. On to Paladin. We have Gelbin of Tomorrow, Fabled card. Like, this got played against me in the Theorycraft, and I think it's just freaking stupid. I think this is probably going to catch a nerf, or like some of the auras it summons will catch a nerf or something. There's going to be nerfs as a result of this card. So it's 8 mana, 6/6 mech. Mech is relevant because we have timeline accelerator. So we can draw it and discount it. Battlecry, put 1 of each aura from your deck into the battlefield. It's fabled, and its fabled cards are tradable auras. So Mech-Torque's aura, tradable at the end of your turn. Give a random friendly minion +4/+4 in Divine Shield. Ridiculous. Gnomish aura, 4 mana, at the end of your turn, restore 4 health to all of your characters. Pretty good. So like you summon both of these, but you also get to summon like Breath of the Bongus, the 7 mana one. No, you know, that's not an aura. That becomes an aura because of Ursol. I take it back. I take it all back. Can you, like, I've only seen that cast with Ursol, right? So like during the Theorycraft, I wondered why the person didn't summon that didn't put that card in their deck. But yeah, it's not an aura. Never mind. What else do we have? If you mean it will be nerfed because of standard. Why wouldn't it be? I don't know. It seems really solid. You don't like it? I think it's huge tempo. I'm looking for Hearthstone card library. So what we want to look for is Aura. We want to look for it in standard cards. So you can get Resistance Aura, which I think is whatever. Crusader Aura is really, really good. This was one of the ones that they summoned against me in the Theorycraft. At the end of your turn, you get a taunt. It's one copy of each, right? Put one of each aura, so you can get up to 5. So there's that. When you have exactly one minion play, it's attack. No, not that one. At the end of your turn, summon a random 6 cost, last 3. So I think, yeah, that's what they did. They did this one, and then the 2 off of Gelbin. And you could just run that one too. But like, as soon as you cast it, you cheat a gajillion mana out instantly, and then you just have turns and turns of free tempo. So I don't know why you don't think it's good. For standard. Oh yeah, I'm not thinking about this for Wild. I was defending why I think it would get nerfed. It was never going to get nerfed for Wild. They're not going to nerf standard cards for Wild. I was just thinking, like, I just think it's a really ridiculous standard card. Anyways, do I think it's good in Wild? What do we have in Wild? If I change it to Wild, I think there was one. They haven't rotated yet, so never mind. There's nothing else to find. This for sure goes in Wild Reno Paladin. Maybe? I'm not 100% sure. Because, like, Wild Reno Paladin it's like Mage, where they have an actual proactive win condition. They don't need to just, like, slop it up. They don't need to go full slop. So I don't think you would run this. What makes it, like, interesting for Wild is Timeline Accelerator, but, like, I don't know. Like, are these... I think if you're not running other auras, you probably don't want it. And I don't think the other auras are especially... Like, I don't think it's worth, like, in Wild, dumping all those auras into play. So, I don't know. I'll give it a 2 at least. But it might be a Reno Paladin card. I'm just not sure. Then we have The Fins Beyond Time. The Fins Beyond Time. I didn't realize they didn't call him Finley. So they made this because the Showdown in the Badlands Finley had this weapon, and Showdown in the Badlands takes place before he got that weapon. So, like, because Showdown in the Badlands is supposed to be when all the explorers met each other, and he gets the weapon in Oldham, when the team is already formed. So this Finley is to say, like, okay, yes, Finley was a time traveler. That's how he has the weapon already. But yeah, so 2 for 2/3 Murloc. Replace your hand with your starting hand. Swap back at the end of your turn. I guess I give it a 2. I could see how so they broke the lore and tried to fix it. Well, it's an homage to the fan theory. Like, it was a fan theory that happens. This is like, hey, yeah, we totally meant it. And, you know, like, it's funny. Literally, Secret Passage on a stick. Incredible card. You think so? Like, Secret Passage thins your deck. This doesn't. And it's not like you're not digging to find something. If your opening hand sucks, but you think it's good, would be good in other classes. I don't know. I think it's as good in Paladin as it is in anybody. Goes in a lot of ETCs. You would just run it straight up because, like, it's a value card. You guys think this is really good? Insane for Libram Paladin? Yeah, actually, yeah, that could be really good, couldn't it? Wait a second. That could be really good in Libram Paladin. All right. Okay, cool. I was kind of thinking this as trash that was almost good, but maybe it's good. Yeah, I could give it a 3. I could see it being really good in Libram Paladin and decent in other things. You just have to remember what your opening hand was. I think it's too unreliable. So, like, in a Renathal pile, you don't really care what your hand, like, you don't really care what your cards are as much. So, like, you just have to remember what your opening hand was and cast this when the value makes sense. But, like, in Libram Paladin, definitely, right? Like, because you just play a bunch of discounters and Libram stuff, and, like, you play discounters, Libram stuff, and minions that discount themselves. So, like, you play this, all of those are good to get back. So I don't think this is Secret Passage. Like, if anything, you're elucidating yourself. I don't know, but it's interesting. I'll give it a 3. Probably has some good decks in Wild. All right, Mend the Timeline. 3 mana Holy Spell, rewind, get 2 random Holy Spells, restore health to your hero equal to their costs. 1. All right, another one of these past, present, future locations. So past Nomergon, 2 mana, give a minion +1, +2/+1. Ew. All right, the next one is give a minion +2/+1, and death rattle, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Oh, so it's turning it, like, you're turning them into leper gnomes, I guess. Okay. And then 3 is give a minion +2/+1, divine shield, and death rattle, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. And this hot butt. It's almost like the Nathria Priest location. I actually think it's nothing like it. See, that one was really good. You drew 3 cards. This one is bunkus. Have we already gone through the neutrals? No, I should have gone through them first. It's too late now. But yeah, it's definitely a location. So I give that a 1. I don't really think it has anything. Like, this is a good card in a locations matter deck, and I don't think we have one of those for Paladin. PMM Infinitizer, 6 mana 4/4 mech. Battlecry, set a friendly minions attack and health to 4. It can't attack heroes this turn. Attack and health to 8. It can't attack heroes this turn. What do we want to do with that? All right, 6 mana for a 4/4 and 8/8 if you drop a Wisp. How do we feel about that? Yeah. It's pretty whatever. I don't know, like, standard, like, is Righteous Protector in standard? Because, like, if you have Wisp and Righteous Protector in this in standard, maybe, I don't know. Seems whatever. I'll give it a 1. Manifested Timeways, 4 mana 3/3 elemental. If you control an aura, deal 3 damage to all enemies. So if you make the aura deck, you can run this. What's his face? The dragon. What's the infamous dragon that's really good? It's been forever since I've thought about that card. Twilight something. I don't know. Gosh, how do I not remember the name of that card? Deputization aura into this. It'll have lifesteal on the battle cry. Wait a second. Twilight Dustbreaker, thank you. Wait a second. The nuts? It's like Prison Breaker. Poor Prison Breaker never got reverted. Dustbreaker with lifesteal NHL. That's cute. I'm gonna give it a 2 for that. I was gonna give it a 1. But I like it. I don't know. Is there a deck that would want to run 2 Deputization Aura? I don't know. I'm going to build it, though. That sounds fun. Neon Innovation. So 3 mana, discover a Paladin mech from the past, give it +5/+5. So I have 2 thoughts about this. 1, this is unplayable trash. 2, it kicked my ass in the Theorycraft. So I'll give it a 1. Then we have Chronological Aura. 5 mana, at the end of your turn, summon a 3/5 Dragon with Taunt, last 3 turns. I think you run this in a Goblin deck and then otherwise not. And then we have Tankgineer, 4 mana, 2/1, Divine Shield, Death Rattle, summon a War Gear. No, what's that one called? The tank with Divine Shield. So it's a 7/7 tank with Divine Shield. I don't see that in Wild. Give it a 1. Then we have Hard Light Protector, 2 mana, 2/1, Divine Shield, Battlecry, restore 3 health to your hero, and give them Divine Shield. Honestly, if it didn't mess up your timeline accelerator, I'd be interested. I don't think this is a Call to Arms card, right? Like, Call to Arms doesn't care about its own health. This card came out too late. I think this could have had its time. All right, well, Paladin got a couple really interesting things, I think. Literally 2, like just this one and this one. Like I think Goblin is standard powerful. I just don't think it's wild powerful. But yeah, interesting set, maybe. On to Priest. So we have Medivh the Hallowed, 10 mana, 7/7 Fabled. It costs 0 if you control Karazhan. Battlecry, silence, and destroy all other minions. So its fabled cards are Karazhan, which costs 0 if you're wielding 8-ish. 8-ish. 10 mana, summon 2 random 8 cost minions, 2 durability. And then 80-ish, the Great Staff, 10 mana, 1/3, costs 0 if you control Medivh, double the damage and healing of your spells. So this is an alternate timeline where Medivh became a priest. We have that cost 7 mana. What's it called? The weapon tutor that like plays it too. There's the standard one that costs 6 but requires you to have a pirate out. But in Wild we have a 7 cost one that's just straight up. Sidekick, is that what it's called? Yeah, Selfless Sidekick. All right, yeah, this one. So equip a random weapon from your deck. You can play this and cheat out 80-ish, which lets you cheat out Karazhan, which lets you cheat out Medivh. So is that good? Probably not. Because you can't even pull Celt to draw all that, right? Because it all costs 10. You're going to draw these before you draw the Sidekick. So, yeah. Well, that would be fine, right? Because you don't need them to remain in the deck. You just need this one to remain in the deck. So, yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. With pull Celt. And if you don't Sidekick it out, they cost 10. So, that's too much. Busy Peon plus Resuscitate. Oh, like you're gonna play the location discounting Death Rattle minion and then keep reviving it until this costs 0? Isn't that awful? Maybe if you put the 2 of them together. I don't know. This is a 2. This is like a Marshy content card. I can't imagine it being actually good. Pull Celt into new neutral epic? What does it do? Then we have Eternus. So 6 mana, 6/2 dragon. Take control of an enemy minion with this minion's health or less. So this is a hand buff health priest deck. Um, none of that is going to manifest in Wild, I don't think. So I'll give this a 1. You could like trade into something. Like, say your opponent had I don't know. Anything you wouldn't want them to res, maybe, or any death rattle you wouldn't want to trigger. You could damage them down with your minions already on board, and then take control of it once you've gotten them to 2. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if the health cards are, we'll evaluate them, but if the health cards are like good enough to run regardless, maybe you run this just because they're in your deck, and you can also trade something down and then steal it. Then we have Divine Augur. So 5 mana, 5/5 Draenei. Battlecry. Set the attack and health of every minion in your hand to the higher of the 2 stats. So this into this. And then you can steal something much better. Should have had 3 health naturally to steal the Egg of Kalos. So I'm going to give this a 1. I'm going to give this a 1. Past Conflicts. So 7 mana, summon a random dragon that costs 5 or more. Advance to the present. Discover a dragon that costs 5 or more and summon it. Summon a random. Okay, so you get to discover it after that. And then in the future, discover a dragon that costs 5 or more and summon it. Also get a copy of it. That's a 1. So 4 mana, 2/3 elemental, lifesteal, battlecry, deal damage to an enemy equal to this minion's health. Oh, so this can go face. 4 mana, deal 3 damage to an enemy with lifesteal. Jeez, is this fine? What did I do? Oh, it's enemy minion? Okay, can't go face. Alright. I'm thinking of it as an anti-aggro card, like with no buffing involved. The fact that it deals 3 and not 2, I think, is significant. I don't know, it's probably not good enough. Probably give it a 1, unless the buff cards are good. Intertwined Fate. So 3 mana, discover a copy of a card from your deck and 1 from your opponent's. Look at Murazan and Nozdormu, like, going through life together. Just play Gyreworm. I mean, I'm not saying you cut Gyreworm for it. You're watching while doing homework? That's what's up. But like, look at, they're just like being friends, right? That's not who they are. Like, they should be attacking each other or something. If I'm not doing hand buff, I'd rather run Gyreworm. I didn't say cut Gyreworm. Who said cut Gyreworm? I didn't. Discover a copy of a card from your deck, 1 from your opponent's. So this is like slightly better. They're fighting, you guess. They don't look like it. Slightly. Well, it doesn't have any steal your opponent's cards synergies, so I guess it's worse identity theft. It's either worse or better identity theft. I don't know. It's not a shadow spell. It's worse. Power Word Barrier. 2 mana holy spell. Give a character divine shield. Give minions in your hand +2 health. That is good in hand buff priest, which I don't think will be good, so I'll give it a 1. Will they kiss? Probably. I mean, they're alive for a long time. They see each other a lot. Maybe they do kiss. Cease to exist. 3 mana rewind. Silence and destroy a random enemy minion. Well, this is easily the best of the kill deadly shot cards. Easily the best of the deadly shot cards. But it's a polished turd. It's probably still bad. In the last WoW expansion, there was a patch dedicated to making the Infinite Dragonflight friendly and somehow removed Murazon from existence. Huh? Modern WoW lore, I'm over it. First time Priest can give itself Divine Shield, true. Not Shadow, but also I wouldn't run it if it was. Yeah, it should be removed from the game. It ceased to exist. That's true. Believe or fail. Alright, so Disciple of the Dove, 3 mana 2/2, Battlecry, draw a minion, give minions in your hand +2 health. Battlecry, draw a minion. I'll give that a 2. The past several have been 1s, but yeah, I mean, like, this could be something. Like, tutor a minion is alright, and then give the stuff in your hand extra health. I could see it. Bannerman, kinda? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Amber Priestess. I just don't really know what deck I would want to put this in. Maybe it goes in Reno Priests, but probably not. I don't know. Amber Priestess, 2 mana 1/4 taunt. Battlecry, restore health to a character equal to this minion's health. So you can hit yourself, and it's a taunt. 2 mana, restore 4 health to your hero, and be a taunter. That's not bad. I don't know that it's good enough, but it's probably a 1. Just because, like, you don't, in today's Hearthstone, you don't want to, like, restore health to your hero and have a modest taunter. Like, modest health to your hero, modest taunt. Like, 2020, this card would have rocked. But in modern Hearthstone, you just want to destroy your enemy's board a few times until you have 15 health left and they have no hand, right? That's how you beat aggro. So I don't think this is that good. Priest didn't have anything that really excited me, either as a good card or as a fun card. Like, this is almost there, but, like, you kind of have to draw the stuff in a... like, there's no way to, like, tutor the things in the right order consistently, so, meh. Alright, on to Rogue. We have Corona. 4 mana 5/4, Fabled, Battlecry. If your opponent is holding King Lane, destroy him and cut their health in half. So here's King Lane. So start of game, hide from Corona in the enemy's deck, Battlecry, draw a card, shuffle this back into your deck. So you give your opponent 3 mana, draw a card. This is 3 mana tradable. All right, so your opponent wants to play this to get it out of their hand so that Corona doesn't cut their health in half. And then you have the Kingslayers, 2 mana 3/2 weapon. Oh, you get a Fiery War Axe. That's cool. After your hero attacks, both players draw a legendary card. So, depending on what your opponent's deck is, you could actually attack with this and know whether or not they have it in their hand. Cut their health in half. I don't know. I mean, it's very cute. I love most of the Fabled cards. Like, I think it's pretty fun. -1 card in your own deck. Yeah. Anyways, it's cute. I don't know that it's good enough, even in standard, but yeah, I'll give it a 1. King Lane ruins Egg Druid. I see. Time Admiral Hooktail. So I guess this is an alternate reality where Hook Tusk is a dragon. 5 for 4/6 Pirate Dragon. Battlecry, summon a 0/8 chest for your opponent. It's full of coins. So you can kill this and get a bunch of coins. Cutting your opponent's health in half is an insane reward. Is it? Like, if your opponent hasn't taken any damage, that's 15 damage. That's pretty good. If your opponent has taken 20 damage already, that's, you're doing all that damage just to deal 5. I don't know. It's okay. I don't know. That's insane. It's if you play this on curve, if you play the Garona on curve and it's active, yes, that's pretty damn good. But how often is that going to happen? If that's going to happen on curve a lot, then yes, it's insane. But it seems so unreliable. And the farther the game goes, the less impact doing that has. So I don't know. Anyways, summon and give your opponent a chest. When you kill it, you get a bunch of coins. I gotta give that at least a 2, right? Because like filling your hand with coins has a lot of meme potential. I guess that like this costs 5, right? Like it only has meme potential, right? Wishing well support, true. Hooktail was in WoW. That's cool. Royal Informant. So yeah, 2. Royal Informant, 3 mana, 2/4. Look at the rightmost card in your opponent's hand. Either get a copy of it or increase its cost by 2. I don't think there's anything in Wild that would want to play this, right? Like, if they had a pirate tag, maybe you'd run it in like a Highlander Hooktusk, but yeah. I'm high on Grona since it's a 29 card deck that breaks the opponent. Yeah, but you're running like a 4 mana 5/4 do nothing. Like if we're only valuing putting a stupid thing in your opponent's deck and like a patch's worth of deck thinning, you're also giving yourself a patches. Like this card isn't good to draw unless it's effect triggers. So I don't know. Like what Reno what rogue deck wants to play that? Fine running a Benny to have a 29 card deck. Okay. Like running a patches to thin a patches' worth is so bad. That's nothing. I think the main upside of the weapon is that apart from Grona as a curse, you can use it as a legendary tutor. So for instance, Sonya plus Insidious. I do think the weapon's really good. Will this be yellow or do you have to guess? If it's yellow, that's better, but I think you'll have to guess. I see no reason why you wouldn't. Anyways, Royal Informant, I'm gonna give that a 1. I don't really see it. Shapeshifter, 1 mana 1/1. Each turn this transforms into your each turn this is in your hand transforms into a random minion in your opponent's hand. I think this is meant to activate things like Garona, so you know. Isn't there something else? It was from a previous set, wasn't it? There's something else that's like if your opponent has a like cast a copy of something in your opponent's hand, and if it's still in their hand, they lose theirs or something. I don't know, but I thought there was something that had synergy with what's in your opponent's hand. Chameleon, but again, I think Rogue has a Harvester of Envy type thing. I don't know what it is. Anyways, that would be the thing that makes this good, but I don't know. So we have Chrono Daggers, 3 mana spell, rewind, throw 3 knives at random enemies that deal 2 damage each. So this one can hit the same thing 3 times. Shadow Cloaked Assailant. Shadow Cloaked Assailant. Someday I'll type. Just if you're holding one of the same cards as your opponent, shuffle theirs into their deck. Yeah, so it makes this card decent. But yeah. Would you play this in Garrett? If you're going to play it anywhere, I think you play it in Garrett. But yeah, it's hard to say. So I give this a 2, 1. Flashback, 2 mana, summon 2 random 1-cost minions from the past, combo with +1 attack. Bleh. Then we have Deja Vu, 1 mana, discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand, it costs 1 less. Discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand, it costs 1 less. I don't think this is a wild card, but it would be a Thief Rogue card. Low-key, this card looks good. I think it's solid, but like what rogue deck is just running generically good cards, right? Like I could see this being a good standard card. How is this good in wild? Like what wild deck would play this? Nothing. This is insane. This one or this one? Either way, we're talking about wild, so I think no, it's not good. Miracle experimented with Mixtape for a bit, which wasn't good, but this is better. It's also one of the best Velorock activators. One of the best Velorock activators. The Velorock activation, I could give it a 2. I'm certainly not going to, like, I don't think this is good in Miracle Rogue. I don't think this is good in Miracle Rogue at all. Maybe, I don't know. Like, because I'm already at like 32, 33 cards for Miracle Rogue as it is. I don't want one that gives me a card from my opponent's hand. What if they're running an all minion deck? Mostly minion deck. It's good in Reno slot. Is it? I wouldn't run this in Reno slot. Because like a Reno Rogue deck is going to be much more like tuned to have a win condition. Like Reno Highlander, Renathal Rogue decks are going to be like Mage and Paladin, where they have like decisive win cons they work towards. I don't think they're a slop one so much. You can take people's ramp and play before them, or just generate a coin. Yeah, but like, how reliably? Like, what percent? If the percent is like 80% of the time that you're going to have a cheap spell you can steal with this, then I think it's a good Reno Miracle Rogue card. But if it's like 60% of the time, You play Lorewalker Cho, then Deja Vu, then Rumble the Enthusiast, then win. Very good. Dethrone, 7 mana shadow spell, destroy a minion, combo summon a random 8-cost minion. So I think this in Trickster is cute, isn't it? 4 mana for a 2/2, an 8-cost minion, and destroy a minion. Isn't that fine? Or just get your giants out. I mean, yeah, but it's a 2-card big tempo combo. I think this is worth at least a 2. Like, it's cute. It's going to get a Marshy video for sure. You'd rather draw 7 cards with the 4-drop, but you can run them both. I don't know. I think it's cute. I'm super open to I'm super open and would basically assume that this is not going to be like a big meta defining card. Like I definitely I'm not saying like, wow, this is going to be the nuts, but like for 4 mana, that's a lot of stuff. So randomly summons equals bad. That's not always true. Do you throw in Mike Wort with Trister plus Shelter Soul plus 777s? Yeah. You can also Comet it for 2 8-drops. Oh, that's pretty cute. Does Shadow Tag matter at all? I don't think so. It's cute. I don't know. I think it's got a lot of like funny potential at the very least, but it seems like a lot of stuff for the price. Like just play with Trickster, and it has upside with like some of those other ideas. Fast forward, 4 mana, draw 2 cards, pick one to have its cost reduced by 2. I saw 4 mana draw 2 cards and I was like, ew. But pick one to have its cost reduced by 2 is cute. It doesn't work with comic. Oh, it only hits minions. All right. Well then that's less funny. But I don't know. I still like it for Trickster. With Trickster, I think on its own, it's just kind of an interesting play. Even if it doesn't end up panning out, I think it's interesting. I give it a solid 2. Fast forward, I don't know. Because like you could draw prep and coin and then it's stupid. But is this ever better than the 4 mana draw 3 combo destroy an enemy minion? Because if not, then I don't think it sees any play. So one I wasn't too high on, but I think it's decent. It's basically 2 mana draw 2, letting you bank the mana to play things ahead of curve. This card's this seems not good. That card is OP. Duality of chat. It's interesting. I think I'd give it a 2. Like I could see this both being unplayable and I could see it being really solid. So I mean, I don't know. This is like a we have to play with it and things to find out type of card, I think. Troubled Double, 4 mana 3/5 stealth combo. Summon a copy of this. Wow, best card I've ever seen. Rogue got some interesting stuff. I think it definitely got some like. I don't think this card is good. So, like, I think it's got some bait cards, but it's like a lot of its cards are cute. I don't know what to say about this one. I don't know. I think this is my favorite rogue card of the set. Like the idea of playing this in Trickster, just like, I don't know, that seems fun to me. All right, on to Shaman. We have Murden, High King. It's a fabled card. This is a cute one. So 5 mana, 3/2. Fabled Rush, Battle Cry. Bring the High King's Hammer to me. Death Rattle, add it to your hand. So when you play Murden, he has this little Kingsbane. So High King's Hammer, 6 mana, 3/4, Wind Fury, Death Rattle, shuffle this into your deck with +2 attack permanently. So it's a Kingsbane with Wind Fury that buffs itself. It's also more expensive. But anyways, what he does when you bring the hammer to him, he becomes a 6/6 with Wind Fury until he dies, and then the weapon goes to your hand. So I don't know, it's just really cute, I think. Because we have a lot of weapon tutors and weapon cheaters. So like the sidekick that we talked about earlier for Adesh, like that would be good with this. So we could build a Renathal deck that's whole game plan is just to Wind Fury our opponent a whole bunch of times. And just keep resummoning this over and over again. Muradin tutors it. This is give a friendly character +2 attack, and after it attacks, deal 2 damage to all enemies this turn. So it like works with your weapon, works with something else. It's fine. I think this card's gonna be a lot of fun. Do I think it's gonna be good? I think it's a little hopeful. I think it's like such a marshy content card. Well, I've played it in the Theorycraft, and the whole time I was just thinking like, give me Renathal and Wild Tools to mess with this. Like, I think it has so much more funny potential in Wild than it does in Standard, but I still don't think it's going to be any, like, I don't think it's going to be a meta relevant thing, but it's going to be really fun to play with. Would the 4/2 pirate that re-equips a weapon be good in that deck? Probably not. Because, like, you want it to infinitely scale, right? It's going to give you a raw one. So, if it even gives you one. Because, like, I don't think Kingsbane goes into your res pool. It goes into the deck instead. It's just decent tempo apart from the weapon. Yeah, if the weapon... Because it takes the weapon from anywhere, right? Like, if it's in your hand, it still takes it. If it's on the field, it still takes it. So, I think the only thing would be if your opponent sticky fingered it. Wait, if your opponent sticky fingers this, does it still take it? I don't know. I guess it is pretty solid from a just like a Highlander Shaman standpoint. Like you're saying, just like the 6/6 Wind Fury Rush. I don't think this spell is good. I don't think the spell is worth playing on its own merits. But because someone in chat is saying that like the weapon is bait and the other two things are good. Like I could see how this is just a solid tempo play. This is fine and that's fine. But like this isn't like this is just consecration. So it's not that good. If you want to sticky fingers it, you uninstall, so I wouldn't worry about it. Oh, okay. I would think you'd have to own the card. Does it hold any other buffs? I imagine not. But yeah, I give it a 2. I think it's like it's 2. It might be pushing 3 just because it might just be fine in a Highlander Shaman deck, but I don't know. 2. Then we have Farseer Woe, 4 mana 2/6 elusive. After you cast a spell, discover a nature spell from the past. This seemed really powerful to me in the theory craft, but I don't know if that means anything. I don't think it's good in wild. Probably a 1 for wild. But the fact that it has elusive is really solid. And like we got like ridiculous cheap nature spells. Thunderquake and this one. So like we got a bunch of new good things to play with it. It's unkillable. Yeah. So I'd probably give it a 2. But I think it's going to be stronger in standard than it is in wild. I don't really see anything for it in wild. Instant Multiverse, 6 mana, rewind, summon 12 mana worth of random minions. For 6 mana, rewind, summon 12 mana worth of random minions. I already don't want to play it. But it has Overload 3. Flash of Lightning is always lethal. Yeah, maybe. Isn't this like really garbage? Shit from a button. A little bit, I think. Like, isn't this really bad? I don't know. I think it's like the Overload 3 is just the nail in the coffin. I don't know. Like I could see 6 mana for summon 12 mana worth of random minions being alright, especially with rewind, but then it has Overload 3. So like so I don't know, it's rough. Stormrook, 5 mana 5/5 elemental beast. Whenever you would damage this with a nature spell, summon a random 5-cost minion instead. We actually have a bunch of cool wild exclusive 0 mana nature spells, right? Like the lightning bottle, whatever it's called. I think that one's nature, and zap. Then you add on the 2 from this set. So like, could you just play this on 5 and fill your board with random 5 costs? Could be. Or shock, yeah, exactly. I could almost see it. I'd give it a 2. Like you could run like this this in your Cho deck as like an alternate thing to do with all your cheap nature spells, but to be a 5 mana. 5 mana, like in wild we can pay 5 mana, right? Shush. It's just like what does the 5 mana, like 5 mana for fill your board with random 5 cost stuff is a powerful wild thing to do. So it's just like, how reliably can we do that? Not with this thing, but the same idea with the 2-drop. 2-drop gets pretty big, right? So 3 mana, deal 5 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw 2 cards. So, okay, so this is Arcane Intellect, but it's only Arcane Intellect when you have one of your spell damage absorbers out, if you want to, but it's otherwise just 3 mana. It's otherwise a kill spell. If this was 3 for deal 5 damage to a minion or draw 2 cards, I would say it's a really solid card. But it's like, to get that or, you have like things have to be so conditional. So like even when you want to draw 2 with it, you're oftentimes not going to be able to. Seems pretty bad. Even in a deck with this thing in it, because like all that extra effort just to draw 2. Well, okay. So this thing or the other ones, all right? Because then you activate the effect and draw 2 cards. Okay, so maybe it goes in those decks. I don't know. All right, here's the good one, I guess. So 2 mana, 1/4 elemental, taunt. Whenever you would damage this with a nature spell, it gains +2/+1 instead. But is it really that much better? It's cheaper, but like you do this and you have a bunch of tempo. You do this and you have one thing that gets, Shadow Word Death from Zephrys. I don't know. I'd give it a 2. I think I give the whole package a 2. It's like I had a really hard time having fun with this in the Theorycraft, in part because I was trying to do the Murden thing. But like in Wild, you have so much more tools for it. So like I do think that we could get a good Marshy video out of this package, but I don't know that it's gonna like I don't have high confidence that we can build something that's like really meta relevant built on it. Dies to Zephrys, really? Defend that statement. What do you mean by what you just said? All right, so Thunderquake, 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all minions, get a static shock. This is a static shock, so deal 1 damage to a minion, give your hero +1 attack this turn. This is just really good, right? It's just like a really strong card. Like as an argument, it could be against any card. Yes, but this one requires you to invest multiple cards into it. That easily dies to a removal spell is the point, right? Yes, any card can just die to Zephrys. But like most cards only cost themselves. This requires itself plus you to build your deck around it and invest a bunch of cards in it for it to be huge. Do you understand the difference now? I think this is really good. So it's 2 mana for deal 1 damage and then get a good card, right? I don't know. Maybe it seemed really strong in the Theorycraft when I was playing it. But that's the Theorycraft. But I think it's 2 nature spells. The first one is like not as good, but it gives the second one costs 0. So things that care about you casting spells or casting nature spells get to double dip on this. I give it a 3. I think it's gonna pop up somewhere. Then we have Primordial Overseer. So it's a 2 mana 2/3. Battlecry, if you cast a nature spell while holding this, gain +1/+1 and draw a card. So it's a totem golem that draws you a card. I don't know what deck wants to it's like Tiny Knight kind of. But like Tiny Knight is not that good. All right. It's a card that goes in a deck that happens to have synergy with it, and it needs 30 cards, so it plays it. But like with Tiny Knight, you discard something random from your hand, and you get the benefit of that discarding. Like separate from the Tiny Knight, that already has value. And then everything else, like the Maleximps on your board, are also going to benefit from that. But like if you're dumping a bunch of stuff into just this, like a lot of the time your lightning in the bottle is only going to buff this thing by +2/+1. It's not like you discarded a Soul Barrage and got to deal 6 damage to your opponent's face and then also get +2/+1. And it's not like you get to summon a 2/5 taunt or a 3/4 and also get +2/+1. So like even in that scenario, Tiny Knight is like the 29th and 30th card in the deck. So I don't know. I don't really see it, but maybe. I don't know. I think it's worth trying, but I don't know that it's gonna actually pan out very well. I don't think this is very good. Just because like I don't think you're gonna activate it on curve that often. But if you could, I think it would be very good because 2 mana 3 for draw card is certainly quite good. Then we have Lightning Rod. 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a friendly minion to deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. It would just go, well, 4 damage to a random enemy minion is so bad. I guess it would go in the damage your own stuff deck. Maybe. But isn't it really bad? Static Shock I think is good. Is it generically good though? Maybe it isn't. Maybe only the other one's good. Maybe the other one isn't even good. Because like, are you really going to add this to your deck? Because it comes down to 0 mana, deal 2 damage to an enemy minion, but take that minion's attack to your face. So I think you have to care about nature spells or about damaging your own stuff for this to be good. Maybe I'm less high on this one. Let me reevaluate the other one. So 2 damage, deal 1 damage to all minions, get a shock. So it's kind of like different mana cannons, right? But okay, so this one is a nature spell that gives you a free nature spell, and they're both fine. So I think this one is good at least. This one, I think you have to care more about wanting to damage. Like, I think you have to care about these minions. So maybe I'll give this one a 2 and the other one a 3. Yeah. Oh, on to Warlock. Hold on a moment. All right. On to Warlock. Here we have the coolest card in the whole set. It's Fabled Bajillion. So I guess the other ones all give you 2, and this one gives you 10. So 10 mana, 10/10, Fabled plus. Your deck size is 40, but has 10 Rafams. Battlecry, if you played the rest, destroy the enemy hero. 9 actually? What do you mean? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yes. But yeah, so all the Rafams do different things. This one is draw a Rafam on a death rattle. This one is give your Rafams in hand +2/+2. This one makes your next Rafam cost 3 less. By the way, I don't know if this cares about the name Rafam or being being one of this group of Rafams. Does anyone know? Does it discount the other ones? It doesn't. I know they wouldn't count for the 10 cost minion. Like, it doesn't say play 10 Rafams, it says play the rest. So if anything, I think it would make him require you to play more of them. But this one does not discount the original Rafams. Is that true? It works for all Rafams? Even the ones that aren't attached to this? Because that's kind of cute. I don't know how cute, but kind of cute. Either way, I think that's one of the better ones. Then we have discover a Rafam from your deck. Also good. This one, I love this art. Like, look how hard Rafam looks in this picture. So 5 mana, 5/5, Battlecry, gain 5 armor. If you control another Rafam, gain 5 more. So if you control a second Rafam, which I think is not hard considering these ones are cheap and this one discounts, you're oftentimes going to gain 10 armor with this, which is sick. Then Calamitous Rafam, 6 mana, 6/6, deal 6 damage to all minions that aren't Rafam. I think 6 mana, 6/6, deal 6 damage to all other minions is ridiculous. I think this card is nuts. Nuts, fine, good, meh, good. Then this one, 7 mana, 7/7, taunt, Mind Flayer Rafam. If you're holding another Rafam, summon a copy. So if you've green Rafamed this, you get 2 9/9s. But either way, you know, if you're holding another Rafam, you get this would be the reason to run the other Rafams, just to make this more reliable. But like, you don't act like it's not actually worth doing. But yeah, so if you're holding another Rafam, summon a copy of this. It's pretty good. It's like Twin Emperors. The Murloc Rafam curve goes insane. Yeah. Actually, what man, if you played this one into this one, that'd be pretty nutty. But yeah, this is like the Twin Emperors. So you have the Twin Emperors and you have what's a 7-cost Cthulhu Shield Maiden? I don't know. It's kind of like Cthulhu Druid in a few, and it's kind of like Cthulhu decks in a few ways. You get Cthulhu the Shattered, you get original Cthulhu. Then Giant Rafam, so it's an 8 mana 8/8, and it costs 1 less. It has Rush, and it costs 1 less for each Rafam you played this game. And then, so that one's pretty good, just because eventually it becomes cheap. And this one is really nutty. So 9 for 9/9, Battlecry, transform all minions that aren't Rafam into 1/1 cheap. Nutty. And the sheeps are Bafam. So I don't know. I love this. I did manage to pull it off in the Theorycraft once, like play all of them, but they were just good otherwise. Like a lot of these are just really solid tempo plays, so it didn't feel bad to have to play so many of them. But like both mechanically and the theme of Rafam summoning all of his like other dimension selves to be an army is just like huge flavor positive. I don't know. I love it. Does he have a start of game animation? I don't think so, because they're just kind of in your deck. I think the biggest downside of this deck is that it's going to suck to play the mirror. Is it? You don't get 40 health? You do not. You only get 40 deck size. How mad do you get when one gets disrupted? I would put in something like Sargeras and have a backup win condition. Just run like Highlander control Warlock with Rafams in it. So it would make me sad when I couldn't pull it off, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. All right. So I think Rafam is probably a 2. Like, I don't think it's a good card in Wild, but I think it's definitely Marshy videos worth. We're gonna get like 1,000 videos of me playing this. You'll see. Chronogore, 6 mana 6/7 dragon. You Battlecry, you draw your 2 highest cost cards, and your opponent draws your 2 lowest cost cards. I don't think this is good. It's meant to go with the shreds, I think, but like. So 6 mana 6/7, draw your 2 highest cost cards. Would I play that? Is there any like 2 highest cost cards combo that I'd want to play with Chronogore? And like we're not playing Polkelt to do anything, right? Like we're not playing Polkelt and Warlock to do anything cute right now, and that's as good, slightly worse, slightly better than this. So I don't know. I don't see this in Wild. there would have to be like 2 highest cost cards that win the game, and this doesn't do that. Guess we could use Ceaseless Expanse and something. I don't know. Give them Corrupted Blood. Anti-Plague Technology. Yeah, so this is a 1. We have Divergence. 5 mana. Split a random minion in your hand into 2 halves. I guess it's another way to allow you to play Sargeras on 6, but I don't think that's worth it. Split a random. Yeah. If it's like, yeah, I guess if it was like discover a card in your hand. I couldn't find the source for it not working for the Wild Reform, so I have to need to test it out. About Reform, the older versions also count? I don't know for sure. Five mana passed. Yeah, I think this would have to be like split the highest cost minion in your hand, or discover a minion in your hand and split it for it to be anything. But yeah, I guess it's nothing, right? Just because it's random. Bygone Doomspeaker, 3 mana, 3/3, rewind, Battlecry. Both players discard a random card. All right, so in Discard Warlock, it's like you get 2 shots at discarding something impactful from your own hands, and with the upside of also discarding one of your opponent's cards. But it's also a 3 mana 3/3, and our discard things are already good, so I'm not convinced. But outside of Discard Warlock, like, I don't know that it's better Dirty Rat. It's different Dirty Rat. Because, like, Dirty Rat specifically hits minions. It's never going to miss your opponent's win condition and instead hit a removal spell. Whereas this can do that. But this one can hit important spells too, which is negative and positive. But you get 2 chances. If you don't like the reward, like, if you play it and it destroys your own win condition, you can go again. But also, if you just need to destroy your opponent's Dungar to win the game, you get 2 chances. So I could see it in either. I could see it in neither. I think it has a possibility to be good in Discard Warlock. I think it has a possibility to be good in Tech W decks. If you split Ceaseless at like 80 cost, it splits into 40/40. Effect just triggered. If you play 40 cards already, it's insta 0 afterwards. Yeah, like if you can hit Ceaseless with the other one, it's pretty good, but you won't always, like, that's why I'm saying, like, if it was highest cost minion, it would be good, the last card. I mean, removing their board clear is also perfectly fine if you play it early, depending on what type of deck you're playing. I don't think it's impactful if you're a 40 card slot pile and you're hitting like Lightning Storm or Defile with this. That's not impactful. No. No matter when you play it, that doesn't matter in those matchups. I'm saying, like, you're playing a card like this specifically to target your opponent's win condition against decks where they need very specific things to win. And what's nice about this is you have 2 chances. You can play it, and if it misses, you can rewind and try again. So I could see it. Does rewind guarantee a different card? I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure I saw the same outcome twice with a rewind effect. I also think if this is going in disco and you hit barrage that clears stuff, then rewind, your game will crash. Really? Yeah, I could see it. We'll see. I'm gonna give this a tentative 3 because I think there are so many places where it has possibilities, but it's a soft 3. I'm not sure that it'll be good. Fatebreaker, 4 mana, 4/4, lifesteal. Cast a Shred of Time from your deck to gain +3/+3. Let's find a shred thing. So 1 mana, give your minions +1/+1. Shuffle 2 shreds of time into your deck. These are the shreds. So they deal 3 damage to your hero. So you have to be running shreds. I'm gonna give this a 2 just because I think Shred Questline Warlock is definitely gonna be worth a video. The shreds. I think this is bad though. So it's a 4-mana 7/7 lifesteal, which is just meh. Like we have like 2-mana 8/8 lifesteal and a 3/2. So just shreds, you say? Yeah. I think it's pretty bad. The cards that give shred, you think they're good? I don't think so. I'm a doubter. But yeah, I'll give this a 2 because I think I'm going to build. I think it's going to be worth a video. Like, it's good enough for a video. I don't think it's good enough for meta. Rafam ladder. So the Rafams are on top of each other. Look at that slime Rafam. That's gross. Is that a Rafam that like almost was, or is that like the green one and it's melting? So draw 3 cards of different costs. I'd run it in the Rafam deck, right? 4-mana, draw 3. Actually, I'm not sure. I'll give it a 2. But I'm not sure it's actually that good. So 1-mana, give your minions +1/+1, and you put 2 shreds in your deck. I wouldn't run that in Questline Warlock. Would you guys run this in Questline Warlock? Really? Like, I feel like I'd run this in Discard Warlock before I'd run it in Questline. Cute Lock, perhaps? Disco? Okay. Yeah, sure. Potential Cute Lock applications will award it 1/2. So this is a 2, I guess. Then we have Ruinous Villa. So 5-mana 5/5 Rush Dragon. You cast a shred from you. Oh, it's cast a shred, not consume a shred? Oh my, you still take the damage? You still you don't draw the card, do you? When you like you don't draw the card? Oh. Oh. No. All right, no thank you. Gross. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 because I think it'll be a funny video. So this is the one that has some potential. So 2 mana, deal 6 damage, split among all enemies, shuffle 2 shreds into your deck. So 2 mana, deal 6 damage to all enemies. We are playing Soul Barrage, which has the same benefit, but like it's 0 mana that we use to mitigate the downside of other cards, right? I don't know. I don't see this. People are saying this is good. I'm not into it. Pack it up's Tachyon Barrage, strongest card ever printed. Oh yeah? You think so? Two mana Fireball? I don't know. Like maybe in Discard Warlock. I'm not high on it. Merchant Barrage is better, but it also requires you to draw 2 cards to do it. But I don't have to Merchant Barrage. I can do other things. There are a ton of discard cards in the deck. The Barrage is gonna get discarded for free. Merchant Barrage is just the best thing to do with it because it gives you more things to discard with your discard cards. This is just like 2 mana Soul Barrage that doesn't, like, when it gets discarded, does nothing. I'm not convinced this goes in Discard Warlock. I think it's a lot worse than Soul Barrage. It's not super comparable. But it might be. It might be fine enough. Like, I could see, like, I don't think Tiny Knight is good at all. I could see this being better than Tiny Knight. Just, like, an extra bit of burst damage to, like, push. I could see it. But I'm not that excited about it. It makes fracking better, doesn't it? No, it doesn't make it better. Fracking potentially mitigates some of this. Anyway, Phoenix Warlock that's just like Disco with some burn will be tier 0. True. All right, then we have Twilight Time Hopper, 2 mana 4/4, shuffle 2 shreds. How good is a 2 mana 4/4? I wish this was out years ago for Even Warlock. There was a time when Even Warlock was just one decent dragon away from being able to run Nether Breath. And this would have been perfectly fine for that deck because the 3 damage helps you get down Molten Giants as far as like a justification for that effect being somewhat positive. But 2 for 4/4 was also better back then. But this is years ago, like 2019, that it needed this. So, yeah. 2. I guess I'll give that a 3. I'll 2. Warlock got like the coolest card ever printed, and then it got like some potentially interesting things, but like they're very specific. So I don't know. It didn't need to get 9 other interesting cards though. It got one. It got plenty of interesting all in that one. So I'm happy. On to Warrior, final class. We have Logosh, the Blood Fighter. So 7 mana 7/7, Fabled, Brush, Death Rattle. Summon a Blood Fighter from your hand. It gets +5/+5 and attacks a random enemy. By the way, this is the first Fabled card that like doesn't do anything for me. First of all, we have the Rogue Hero as a Warrior card. I get why. There's like a lore thing happening here. But we have Varisa, and it's also we have a Druid in our Warrior deck. But the fact that this is the like Rogue Hero and it got this, the Warrior got the card is funny. So 7 mana 7/7. This is like there's a book where Varian has lost his memory and he's like a gladiator for the Horde. And they call him Logosh. And at some point in the book, he teams up with Brol and Valera, and they escape. So that's the reference happening here. So he's 7 mana 7/7 Fabled, Rush, Death Rattle, summon a Blood Fighter from your hand. It gains +5/+5 and attacks a random enemy. So these are the Blood Fighters. For his Death Rattle trigger, one of these have to be in your hand. So, like, if it was hand or deck, sure. But, like, you have to have drawn these already for them to be, for the Death Rattles to trigger. And the third Death Rattle won't trigger because it won't be in your hand. Anyways, so this one is Taunt, Death Rattle, summon a Blood Fighter from your hand, give it +5/+5 and Taunt. And this one is Elusive, same thing. So summon a Blood Fighter from your hand, it gains +5/+5 and Elusive. So the upside is if you have one of them, you know, your opponent has to get through all of this before you stop getting free minions. But I don't know. I think it's so clunky. And like the fact that they're not good individually, like everything else is like good by themselves, better together. And this is just kind of like only good together. And even then, is it that good? I don't know. I give it a, I want to give it a 1. Like, I don't think it's even exciting for a video. I think it's just whatever. Chrono Lord Epoch, 6 mana 7/5 dragon, destroy all minions your opponent played last turn. Isn't this just fine? Can I just put this in Highlander Warrior? This thing's fine. You clear your opponent's board, they redevelop, you play this. Destroys it all. Easy peasy. I give it a 3. Just toss it in Highlander Warrior. It's also dragon, which might matter. Played, not summoned, though? Oh. That actually might be important. I will give it a soft 3 or a high 2. Gladiator Combat, 5 mana, summon a random minion from your deck, summon a 5/5 tiger with stealth from your opponent. What is a random minion from our deck that would be important enough to get out that we would run no other minions and also give our opponent a tiger? Oh yeah, just all you can eat. And I was thinking about like activating other dragon cards, but it's all you can eat and curator. The fact that it's a board clear that you draw with curator actually is pretty intriguing. I might upgrade it to a 3. I'm in. I can't like, I think this is a 1. There would have to be something like important enough, or like a pile of things. Like it's a big, it's like the worst big shaman card I've ever seen. I don't know. This is butt, right? For 1 more mana, you cannot give your opponent a tiger. Is 1 mana worth giving your opponent a tiger? I don't think so. All right, so I'm gonna give this a 1. Heir of Hereafter, 5 mana, 2/6 dragon, taunt, gain +2/+2 for each damaged minion. This feels like a 2017 level combo of like Whirlwind plus this on 6. I'm gonna give this a 1. Undefeated Champion, 8 mana, 13 13 rush. Battlecry, fill your opponent's board with random 1-cost minions. You know what class needed this? Paladin. Imagine if Paladin got this. Play this on 8, you get a 13/13 with rush, but also you clear your opponent's board with prismatic beam. But yeah, it's a 1. Stadium Announcer, 4 mana 3/3 dragon. Rewind. Both players equip a random weapon. Give yours +1/+1. I think this sucks because you have to consider rewinding on both ends. Like, you could get a really good weapon and want to keep it, but your opponent got one that's way too good, so you have to rewind it. Or the reverse can happen. You know, like your opponent got something but you also got something but. So it's like, I don't want to have something stupid. Oh, it's 4 mana too. I was processing this as a 3 mana 3/3. This is horrible, isn't it? Awful card. 1. All right, 2 mana. Your opponent's cards cost 1 more next turn. What do you guys think? Who's in? Who's out? So if this was neutral, I can think of one deck that would play it. Call to Arms would play it, I think. It likes stuff like this. But I think it's worse than the 2 Paladin already has access to. Like, what are we playing it in? Card is too slow. Everyone says that. It doesn't mean anything. But I do think it's inefficient. I don't think it does enough for its mana cost. I think it's worse than just Neophyte. The thing is, like, it hits both types. It hits all types. So you can play it and you're, instead of like I think this is at its most powerful against like a Renathal deck, right? Because they want to play their best on curve thing and you make them play a not on curve thing, but then like, I don't know. I think it's pretty bad. I'm not excited about it. I kind of like it for Bastard Warrior over Neophyte because Neophyte gets in the way of your minion tutors. You just drop it after developing a board and maybe they can't answer it. Yeah, maybe, but it's only 1. So I feel like, especially in that situation, like if you're trying to protect a board, you really want to protect it against spells more often than minions, in which case Neophyte is better because you get a 3/2. But preventing Reno on 8 is an upside. It's true. I don't know. I think it's a 1 because I think it's going to be like Call to the Stand. It seems like the type of thing that like doesn't fit any current warrior deck. So not like Call to the Stand. Call to Stand, I was going to make the point that like it seems better, it seems good because warrior hasn't had something like that before. And now it does, so it's kind of interesting disruption. But then you play with it and you're like, this doesn't actually do anything. But this actually seems like the type of thing where like warrior just doesn't have a deck that likes this right now. And after years and years and years pass, eventually warrior's going to have like a dump everything out early deck and then play this and it'll be good, you know. So I think at least not for now. It kind of reminds me of Rebuke in that way, you know, like Rebuke was a terrible, like, no use case card for forever, and it was like 2 years ago people started playing Rebuke and things like Call to Arms. So yeah, I give it a 1 for now, maybe a 2. For Glory, 5 mana, draw 2 cards, cost 1 less for each minion your opponent controls. Oh my goodness, the Wombo chat. Oh my goodness, absolutely disgusting card. Aside from that, I actually think this is pretty good, right? Like, against aggro decks, you're just going to get to play this for a 0. I think we have better cards, though, because, like, this one depends on things your opponent does. But we can use Cutting Class and Phoenix Butt and, like, have control over how it gets discounted ourselves. So I don't know. I'd probably give it a 2. I think it's a niche card, but it could pop up somewhere. Precursory Strike, 2 mana, deal 3 damage if you're holding a minion that costs 5 or more, draw a minion. So deal 3 damage. If you're holding a minion that costs 5 or more, draw a minion. It's like a Highlander card. You're probably going to get to draw a minion off of this, in which case it's good. Like, deal 3 damage, draw a minion is good, right? So, if this said holding a dragon, I would be less excited about it, but it's holding a 5 cost or more minion, so probably good in Highlander. Unleash the Crocolus, 1 mana, gain 10 armor, summon 2/2/3 beasts for your opponent. It's just 2 crocs. This is really strong in Odin decks. Like, this is better than so, like, think about it like this. So yes, it's 1 mana Pyroblast for Odin, but it's also 1 mana Buckler the turn you're going to shatter. So, like, the downside is just gone. It has multiple synergies in the Odin deck. So I think in that deck specifically, this is going to be a really good wild card. Yeah, no notes. You put in the ETC and even. But I think this is a really good reason not to run even in that deck. I know that you have other reasons, like you can run the risky skipper package, but, like, this just makes shatter better. So, like, in a deck that runs doubles, I don't know that I would want to run this in a Highlander one because it's not as good. Like, it's a shatter activator. It's a better shatter activator. Do you ever cut Frozen Buckler for this? Honestly, like, not in an Odin deck. In an Odin deck, you'd run 2. You'd run them all. But if you're just running a non-Odin Control Warrior deck that runs Shatter, this is just better than Buckler, right? You can put it in the ETC in Highlander. I think if you wanted, like, a Highlander ETC one specifically for Shatter, you'd probably run this over Buckler. But yeah. Why not run both? Because you don't need that many? I don't know. Depends on what you're playing. I guess if you have room for both. But I think if you're running both, you're just running Odin, because, like, why wouldn't you? I was saying, like, Odin aside, this is now the better one, isn't it? Anyway, like, I don't know. This is a 3-star card. It's definitely going to be a playable card. It's also, like, it's 1 mana, so you get to, like, play it the turn that you would play a board clear anyway, right? Like, say you play a spell on 2 against aggro, you can then play this and Aftershocks on 3. It's just good. This is just a really good card. Like, better than I thought it was up until just now thinking about it. I've given this more thought now than I have all the way up until, right, like with Sanitize and stuff. Like, it's just good. It does activate Sanitize. Yeah. It's not even just like you get the free armor, but, like, it makes Sanitize better. This is just, like, the nuts. Yeah, I think the Even Warrior is now officially stupid because he can't run this, and this is really good. It's a 4. You think this is meta defining? I think it's 3. I think it's a good card. I don't think that like warrior is suddenly going to be like something that's like, you know, the top of the meta. I think it's a 3. Odd warrior stocks up, just nerf Odin again. True. All right, so here we have the neutrals for Timeways. All right, sorry guys. I was trying to do this in a way that I wouldn't have to explain it, but now I'm just gonna explain it and it's gonna be fine. So I'm probably gonna put the neutrals at the front when I do a video. Like this will be one of the first ones. So I'm going to talk to you guys like we haven't been doing a review for the last 3 hours, okay? All right, greetings fellow humans. Here we have the amazing wild across the Timeways review. I'm reviewing all these cards in a wild context, and I am doing it in a star system that goes as follows. 1 star is unplayable, 2 is niche use or good enough for a Marshy video, 3 is we'll see meta play, and 4 is will be meta defining. So the difference between meta play and meta defining is meta play would be like it's a good card in a deck. Meta defining is it takes an archetype and suddenly makes it at least encroaching upon oppressively powerful. Like you're going to have to think about that card running into that deck whenever you queue because of that card. So that's the difference between relevant and defining. So I'm going to start with these neutral cards, and then we're going to review all the class cards, and that'll be that. So here we have Murazan Unbounded. This is a 9 mana 8/8 dragon. Battle cry at the start of your next turn. Set this minion's attack to infinity. So what I would want to do with this to be good is cheat it out, and then play something like Loatheb or Rebuke to defend it. So the card ever, it's broken in Bronze 10. True. So like you play this and then your opponent has to answer it or you lose. What would be really funny is to freeze it in Hostage Mage, right? Freeze it in Hostage Mage and then just like, if its attack is infinity and you hit it with Sleet Skater, does infinity attack even... Like, what if you Sleet Skater it twice? Like, you have double infinity. Is infinity as big as double infinity? I'm not a mathematician. Like, if you Sleet Skatered it twice and then let it hit you, would you die or would you be at 1 infinity? Game crashes, to be honest. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about like, is Sleet Skater gonna act like is the game gonna be able to process Sleet Skater targeting this, or is it just gonna automatically give you whatever the highest amount of armor you can have? What's the cap? Is there any cap of numbers, or can it go all the way up forever? Sleet Skater is gonna give you 100. Is gonna give you 8 armor even after it's changed to infinity? I don't think so. 600,000, 65,535 is the maximum amount of armor. Is that true? If I remember correctly, they just set it to the inner limit and they are functionally poisonous. Okay, so it's not truly infinity. Anyways, so like if you're Hostage Mage playing against this, I think you Varden it, and then next turn after it's transformed, you Sleet Skater it, and then I think you destroy it somehow. How would you destroy it in Hostage Mage? They don't have destroy, do they? Like Highlander Hostage Mage could Reno it. Or Zephyrs it. I guess you just keep freezing it forever. But then like all the armor it gains you doesn't help you. Well, you only have to freeze this one. I don't know. Pretty funny. Devolving Missiles, sure. Anyways, this is a 1. I don't know, like it's kind of a 2 because like I feel like we could come up with something stupid to do with a video, but it's not the type of thing because it doesn't really do well on YouTube, so I probably wouldn't make it. It's more like a mark or an Ulticon type of card. Mr. Clocksworth, we know that this card is butt, a stinky butt, so we'll give it a 1. I guess I'm gonna give it a 2. I got a few videos out of that, didn't I? All right, fine, it's a 2. Chronoloord Dios. 7 mana, 4/8. Your battle cries, death rattles, hero power, and end of turn effects trigger twice. Is this a Druid card? It's a standard rogue combo. I feel like this has to be something, right? Like, maybe not though, because in Wild, is there a deck that values multiple types of these things? Because I think you'd rather just run Drakari Enchanter for the end of turn effects and Bran for the battle cries, unless you wanted to run Bran and this. Like if you ever just wanted, oh, it's a Psych Melanable Bran. It's a Psych Melanable Bran. That's a good point. Is there an 8 or 10 cost card that does 8 damage? Ragnaros? Almost. The honorable kill one. Oh, I mean, like, it needs to deal 8 damage as a battle cry or an end of turn effect. Or oh, it's a death rattle? Astalor? That's not 8 mana. It's 2 mana. The final one is 8, but you can't tutor it. Anyways, if there, so like, you could play this and original Alex, and you know, if there was a 8 or a 9 cost thing like the other 9 cost Alex, you could do it. What's a good end of turn effect? But like a good end of turn effect that you'd want to play this over Drakari Enchanter. I don't know. I feel like you want this as second Bran or third Drakari Enchanter. So like if they unnerf Wheel, maybe we play this in Warlock. Maybe Druid plays this because you can tutor it with Psych Melon, and or you just want multiple brands. Rag is end of turn, it's very true. You could play this in Murazan to give him double infinite. Yeah, I'll give this at least a 2. I could actually see this being a 3, just because some decks would want a second Bran. Hero power triggers twice. Too expensive for Imbue Mage, right? The only thing is that giving Warrior this card means they can do the Necrium Blade quadruple using the wrench. Is there like the bomb wrench? Baron doesn't affect doesn't affect weapons, and this does. I see. Interesting. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. The one that triggers a Mech's Death Rattle. I see. Interesting. I'll give it a 2. I don't think it's going to be good, but I'll give it a 3. I don't know. Something's going to want a second Bran. Like a Druid could easily want a second Bran in some decks. I'll give it a 3. I think we'll see it. Chromie, 6 mana, 4/6, Death Rattle. Draw another copy of cards you've played this game. You know what? I thought this was Battle Cry the whole time. Why is this death rattle? -1 star? Yeah, I guess so. I think this is quite bad. Unlucky. Time Lord Nozdormu. Time Lord Nozdormu. 3 mana 8/8. Dormant for 5 turns. Rush. After you play a card from the newest expansion, awaken 1 turn sooner. What do you guys think? I actually think this is okay. Like, I don't know. It's hard to pin down where I'd play it in Wild, but like, if a deck runs a lot of, like, this is the newest expansion, not this expansion, it's the newest one. So as long, if there's ever a set where any class just runs a ton of cheap cards from the new set, like, it has Rush. So 3 mana, next turn you play a bunch of cheap things and suddenly it's online. I was activating it within a couple turns in Shaman, yeah, for sure. In the Theorycraft, I think it's okay. Another dormant card for the new Demon Hunter Snake. That's true. Run the Demon Hunter Snake, and playing the Demon Hunter Snake will discount this. Does token from the newest expansion work? Yes, I used the Mukla banana to get it online after faster. So yeah, I think like normally cards like this are hot butt, but it has Rush and its condition for going faster through Dormant is actually not that bad. So I'll probably give it a 2. I can at least do something with it, but yeah, it's probably not going to make any waves in Wild. I could definitely see it being a strong standard card in at least a class or 2. This card will pop up in some deck in 2 years, probably, yeah. All right, Amber Warden, 8 mana, 4/12 dragon, taunt, death rattle, summon a random minion from the past. We don't have any like good summon a dragon things, right? And even then, like, I mean, it has taunt and its death rattle is tempo-y, but nah, I'll give it a 1. We have 7 mana, 7/7 dragon, Conflux Crasher, Rewind, Battlecry, deals 7 damage to a random enemy. Bad. 1. Futuristic Forefather, 4 mana, 4/4, taunt, Battlecry, look at 3 cards, guess which one is in your opponent's hand to gain +4 health. So does anyone know, is it 3 random cards, or is it 3 cards that are in your opponent's starting deck? Because if it's 3 random cards, I think that you can probably get the 4 health most of the time. It's 3 from their deck? All right. Probably can get it a decent amount of the time. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure. I'll probably give this a 1, but like, it's almost worth playing just for the fun of it. I think you can probably get the 4 health a decent amount of time if you're like actually thinking about it. Then we have 3 mana 2/2 Battlecry, add a random 8 cost minion to your hand. At the start of your turn, reduce its cost by 1. Trying to decide if this is gonna be good in standard. I actually have no idea, but like, I don't know, you have to wait a long time for it to cost 0. It's probably quite bad. Give it a 1. Timeless Causality, sorry. 2 mana 3/2 elemental, reverse the order of your deck. I thought there was something that was gonna reverse Polk Out. So anyways, yeah, you play Polk Out, you play this, and now you can draw the cheap stuff. But otherwise, okay, so this goes with the Druid stuff. Druid has like buff the stuff on the bottom cards. You could also, in Wild, you could play it with From the Depths. Valen, sure. Yeah, I don't know. If you squint, you'll see this has a brown border. What does it mean? I don't know. This is something. I think it's pretty unique. I feel like it's got to find its place in something somewhere. But it might just be like an ulti mark card where like it makes certain combos possible for content. Is this good for plus 125 warrior? So you Polkelt, reverse Polkelt, and then dredge. Is it good for Holy Wrath? No. Does a lot to make From the Depths more consistent. Yeah. But like it's also just good with like you okay, so on 6 you would Polkelt Casualty, and then on 7 you would play the Lava Gorger. This is a good card? Do you think it's a 3? This plus From the Depths is like the most real case for this that I think. Like I think this is a From the Depths card. But is From the Depths, is it worth playing more than Finley for your From the Depths? The downside of playing this after Polkelt and only drawing your cheap stuff is so bad. Really? When you have 125 armor? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's a 2. I think it's something that's probably going to pop up somewhere. And otherwise... Because, like, unless you do something to your deck, it sucks, right? Because you have no idea what order your deck is in. Looked for their synergy and didn't see anything worth running. It's a battle cry, do nothing if your deck isn't sorted somehow. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting card. I think it's a 2. But like I could see it being an important card in some combo deck in the future for sure. Soldier of the Infinite, 5 mana, 3/5, rush, battle cry, double this minions attack. Poops. 5 mana, 5/3, taunt, battle cry, double this minions health. Poop. Are these 2s? Can we do something funny with these? Probably. Like you're meant to play this in the priest deck, right? Like you buff your hand's health a few times and then you play this and it's unkillable. But I don't know. That's just silly. Taunt, dragon, Fireplume's Heart, warrior. Unknown Voyager, we have found the Doctor Who reference. 5 mana, 4/5. After this survives damage, transform into a random 7 cost minion. So there are 0 cost things that damage. They just suck. So this is bad. Not that they suck, but like 5 mana for a random 7 cost minion. What mana cost is worth you get a 7 cost minion? Like you summon a random 7 cost minion. Like it's 3? Like this isn't 3, so I think this is a 1. Portal Vanguard, 3 mana, 2/2 dragon, rewind, battlecry, draw a random minion, give it +2/+2. We've already been playing with this one, so we know how good it is, which is nothing, right? We have this already in our collections, don't we? Or am I stupid? I'm stupid, aren't I? I think we were just shown this one early. I think that's what it is. So 3 mana, 2/2, draw a random minion. We do have this and nobody's playing with it. All right, let's move on. Paltry Flutterwing, 1 mana, 1/1 beast, death rattle, summon a random 2 cost minion that is dormant for 2 turns. So I think you run this in the snake demon hunter deck. There's a demon hunter card that costs 8 but only costs 4 if you have a dormant minion, or if there is a dormant minion. But it's like a 7/9 with rush or a 9/7, something stupid. So I could see it being played in standard in that deck, but I don't know how good that is. Probably bad. Alright, Sentient Hourglass. 6 mana, 4/9 elemental with rush. After this minion survives damage, swap its stats. 1. Time Machine. 6 mana, 6/6 taunt. Death Rattle, get a random rewind card. So this is the Time Machine from this card. Get a random rewind card. Awful. 1. Aeon Wizard. 5 mana, 3/5 rewind. Battlecry, get 2 random spells from your class. It's probably like barely passable in some kind of standard deck. Like, weren't cards like this only good in standard because Renathal was in standard? This one's good in New Quest Druid. Which one? New Quest Druid. What's the new Druid quest? Totally blanking. Oh, the fill your board one? Which one's good in the new Druid quest? This one? I don't. Oh, maybe in or standard. Yeah, I think this is a 1. Clockwork Rager. So it's 5 mana, 5/1 Battlecry, gain +1 health for each turn you've taken this game. I thought this card was bad when I thought it cost 3. I just found out it cost 5. So I'm not into it. This is a 1. Devious Coyote. 5 mana, 5/3 beast. Stealth, cost 1 less for each time the enemy hero took damage this turn. So I was thinking, like, this could possibly be worth it in, like, Discard Warlock because you have Soul Barrage that hits the enemy hero multiple times. And you could also run the new 2-cost Warlock card that does the same thing. It's just 2 for deal 6 damage randomly to all enemies. And shuffle 2 shreds into your deck. So between Soul Barrage and that, you'd have multiple cards that could discount this to 0 all on their own. But like, if you haven't done that, it makes your Expired Merchant really bad. So Barrage also costs 5. So I guess you could swing once and then the merchant would still hit it. So yeah, I don't know. If it shows up anywhere, I think it'll be Discard Warlock, but I doubt it. I think it's a little bit too clunky. I'll give it a 2. All right, then we have Fading Memory. 4 mana, 6/3 undead. Death Rattle, get a random 5-cost minion from the past. Wow. That's a 1. Chronicle Keeper. 4 mana, 3/6 Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. I feel like we've been doing this for 10,000 years. Like, generally, the tempo plays need to also be dragons. This is not good. 4 mana, 3/6 Taunt Divine Shield. I wouldn't run that straight up, would I? Even in standard? I think we're past that. This card sucks. 1. Hourglass Attendant. 4 mana, 2/4 Divine Shield. At the end of your turn, give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Is this card good? I feel like some people were kind of hyped on this. Is this just a standard card that's really good? Thoughts? I doubt, like, I don't know where I'd even put it in Wild. Maybe Highlander Hunter. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a 1 in Wild, but some people were hyped on this for standard, maybe? Super cracked popper card? It's May even in standard? Oh, okay. Very good. We have Time Skipper. 4 mana, 3/4. At the end of each player's turn, give them a coin. It's a 1. I think if this was a 3 mana, 3/4, it'd be interesting. But yeah. Wizened Truth Seeker. 4 mana, 4/5 Draenei. Set the cost of every card in both players' hand back to their original costs. Six mana Wombo combo with you play Bring It On, you play Shatter, then you play this. No downside. This is like an ETC card for if people get sick of something like The Druid deck. Astral Communion. No. What's it called? It got nerfed twice. Oh, I guess Quasar Rogue. Yeah, stuff like Quasar Rogue. But what am I thinking of? Celestial Alignment. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. All right. But it's a 1. It's like this is a bait card. This is like frustrated players will put this in their deck against specific decks after they lose to it once or twice. Cyborg Patriarch, 3 mana, 3/12. 3 mana, 3/12? Dormant for 3 turns. I was going to say, like, this curves into the snake, but 3 turns is a long time. That's a lot of stats, though. Goes into Velen, too. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think you run it in Wild, but I'm kind of thinking it might be cute in Standard for the snake. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's probably awful. It's probably horrible. Insane Magnetic Synergy, true. Quantum Destabilizer, 3 mana, 4/6, 3 mana, 4/9 mech. This minion takes double damage from all sources. Silence Priest, are we so back? This is actually a pretty good Interfire card, isn't it? Snake is Dreadseed support? Yeah, I know. People were running Cyber Patriarch and Snake Demon Hunter. Well, they were doing that because you had to run 10 cards from the new set, right? I think I'd run this in Interfire Priest. Maybe not, though. Like, it's only 1 more health than Deathlord, right? And it doesn't have taunt. I take it back. I'll give it a 1. Ugh. All right, so this is a card from another set. Right now, it's a 3 mana, 4/3 blank text. Living Paradox, 3 mana, 2/1. Elusive. Battlecry summon 2/2/1 Living Paradoxes with Elusive. So 3 for 3 2/1s. They all cost 3, so it's a Evolve Shaman card. You actually you get to run 2 more hairs. Why did they print the hand buff stuff and make this anti-synergy hand buff? Yeah, I'll give it a 2. Because like it's just like it doubled the amount of hairs you can play in the Evolve Shaman deck. Elusive to stop Imbue Shaman and Standard from using it? Ah, brutal. Quest Druid? Oh yeah, sure. Maybe, I don't know. Temporal Traveler, 3 mana, 4/1. Death Rattle, summon a 4/1 shadow that attacks a random enemy minion. This is butt poop. Well, but it's so ugly. Everyone who says this is cute, you're lying. This is hideous. This is disgusting. This is the ugliest thing I've seen in years. It disgusts me. And you disgust me. Alright. 3 mana, 4/1, Lifesteal, Divine Shield. Surely there was a time when this would have been good, right? You would swerve to hit that well. Platasaur is also ugly. But this is uglier than Platasaur for sure. This is funny though. Like, this is cute. 3 for 1/4, Poisonous Reborn. And that, like, I like the duo. I think this is a little too much. Like, it was drawn like hideously hideous. Like, I don't know. It's too much. I don't want to look at it. But like as a pair of cards, I think this is like for filler, it's funny. Yeah. I like how this is just Ice Rager power creep. It's like it's got another tag, it's got 2 more attack. It has a signature art that looks like Aladdin. Is this a good card for the Hunter quest in Standard, or is this just nothing? It's one of those two. Then we have Dangerous Variant. 2 mana 1/1. At the start of your turn, transform into a random 5-cost minion. Zero, one. Yesterlock. 2 mana 3/1 Murloc. At the end of your turn, give your other minions +1 health. I think it's... Is this even good with like in a Wild Renathal Murloc Paladin? I feel like we already have plenty of good Murlocs, and like the competition is hard to make it into the deck. Like I don't think this is next leveling that deck. Like I almost feel like I'd run Cold Light Seer before this. Maybe I'll give it a 2. Is it the last one? That's the last one. All right. After this, we'll go over the class cards. The neutrals, like we had some interesting ones. I think mostly towards the beginning. But overall, you know, neutrals are neutrals. Look forward to all the class ones. They're coming.